Welcome into the Ringiverse. This is, of course, the Ringiverse Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Steve, the architect, Ahlman, the builder and tinkerer of things. Jomi, the explainer, Adeniran. You got questions, he's got answers. Old man Van, he of the receding, resurgent hairline, Coke, Baby Chuck, the 24-karat closer. Together, we are known as the Midnight Boys. I'm in New York. The Midnight Boys are in Los Angeles. Steve has glasses on.
Yeah, it's my glasses spot today.
Niggas stealing swag. It's crazy.
He's going for it. What made you go for it today, Steve?
I didn't really have time to hit the shower and get like the whole makeup situation right. I've got a little grocery bag situation under my eyes. It didn't really feel right.
You know what the thing about Steve is? Steve is one of those white people that as soon as he puts sunglasses on, he looks like a vampire. You go from being regular
That's true.
to like now you look slightly evil.
Wow.
Like a vampire.
On top of my thin layer of evilness already.
We're on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You can watch every Midnight Boys and House of R episode on youtube.com/@Ringiverse. You also must follow us on socials, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Jomi, what's going on socials?
It's going great. A lot of the people are messing with us after San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of arguments about Star Trek in the comments, but what can you do?
A lot of arguments?
Kind of, yeah. People
How
are
could it
like,
be a lot? Nobody watches Star Trek anymore. How could it be a lot of
A couple of heads do.
Well, people
watch Star
People
Trek.
are very big fans of Star Trek, right? I went and I said it was over, and people are like, "Nah, man, Star Trek's it's over every 20 years," and they're going back and forth about it a little bit. It's like, hey, man, y'all really deep in it. I love it.
So we're to the point now where you guys will actually say, people watch Star Trek. That's the thing. You guys are sticking by it.
I mean,
People
they
watch
have
it.
a whole Comic-Con whole H
This
panel.
is
Like,
crazy.
it doesn't
Come
seem
on,
that they
man.
don't do that.
People watch Star Trek.
They do.
Do enough people give a fuck about Star Trek? Probably not. For the purposes of our show.
I like Star Trek, just to let you know, but I just don't think this is the golden age of Star Trek.
No,
no.
Of course not. Of course not. But people
By the
still
way,
ride
I'll
for
say
it.
something else. I think they thought they had it too. I think they were like, yo, man, we're going to put Picard back on the show and bring the whole band back together. And people was like, that shit was all right. Picard was good, though.
People liked it. And then they stopped making it after season 3. And then it was like, yeah, we can just like do this other stuff. And people not really messing with the other stuff, unfortunately. So.
Picard was and just like that of sci-fi shows.
Ending after 3 seasons.
Yeah.
They thought that people really wanted more, but it was cool to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't need it, man.
They needed a
It
season.
was cool to see it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
This Friday, Button Mash will be talking about the 25 best video games of the century. Wow. That's interesting. Next week, House of R will be giving you their Alien Earth premiere deep dive. Also, the Midnight Boys will be giving their reactions to Alien Earth as well. Alien seems like it's stretching his legs a little bit. Alien and Predator are poised. Let me tell you guys something real quick. Alien and Predator, they're looking at the MCU, right? They're looking at the comic book movies. And you know what they're doing? They're seeing vulnerability. They're poised to strike. Okay? They're poised
There's a
to
different
strike.
energy when you're alone in a room.
It is.
Man.
I'm telling you, bro.
It's a different energy.
I'm telling you, man.
They deal the death blow. They're poised to strike. Alien and Predator doing it. All right, all you daywalkers, don't forget the Midnight Boys are part of American Cinematheque. They're Friends of the Fest series. We're presenting Blade. Charles, you know what? Charles, tell them what's happening.
All right, guys, we are presenting 1998's Blade on August 25th at the Los Feliz 3. You could buy your tickets at AmericanCinematheque.com. Come join the Ringer fam. I'm pretty sure Big Picture will be presenting Michael Clayton. House of R is presenting
Mad Max, Fury Road.
Yeah.
Fury Road. So
Fury Road.
just come out with the boys. It'll be a fun time.
What time are we going on?
10.
So we go on at 10. Are all of these things in the same day? So it's Big Picture and us
Big
is
Picky's
different
at
days?
7. We're at 10.
I
think House of R is the next day. Or the day
I
before.
think it's the day before. I think they're Sunday.
Doing the day before.
Sunday. Yeah.
You guys, I can't wait. I love Blade.
Pretty good.
I love Blade. There are 2 things that I love about the Blade movie specifically.
Okay.
What I wish is that we could have microphones while the movie was playing.
Oh, we just MST3K
Comment on
it?
things while the movie was going on. That's what I wish. There are two things that I like about the Blade movie. One, I love Deacon Frost, who, by the way, is who Steve reminds me of right now.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Honestly,
Yes.
that's a great vampire
Yes.
to invoke.
Reminds me of Deacon Frost. Deacon Frost was so annoyed with the rest of the vampires. You guys fucking make me sick. Humans are our food. Fuck you guys. I was like, God damn, this nigga's
hot.
angsty as shit.
It's hot.
Little fucking like pissant vampire that's trying to become the vampire god. Also, I love something about the fight scenes in Blade that I only learned on the third time watching it. They don't rush Blade.
No. No, they
Go
don't.
back and watch it. 3 people will be fighting Blade, and Blade will be fighting them one at a time.
Mm-hmm. 2 people are
And one
watching.
person will be on the side, flipping their weapon around, like doing like this, like twirling their shit, while the other person is attacking Blade, and Blade is fighting them one at a time. Remember, like, but the third time I watched that bitch, I was like, why don't these niggas jump on Blade?
Well, that's what happens in every action movie. Is that like there's like 900 dudes, but they always come at one at a time to give the guys a chance because if they all jumped them, it'd be over.
Yeah.
If I see fucking Wesley Snipes killing motherfuckers, I'm waiting my turn. Like, I'm seeing like what he has going on, and then I'm probably booking.
It's like a deli. You take a number, you wait in line.
Yeah.
You guys, of all the stupid fucking takes I've ever heard on this show, this is by far the dumbest. Okay? Like, so you telling me that you seeing somebody solo all your homies, and rather than jump at him while one homie already has his attention, grab him, choke him, whatever, you gonna go, I'm gonna wait till you finish with my nigga, then I'm gonna take my shot.
No,
That makes
I'm
no
waiting.
fucking sense.
I am waiting to see what Blade does, and then I'm leaving.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
This is
saying?
an
Like, I'm
assessment of
not.
the situation.
If he's piecing up my friends, I'm like, yo, there's nothing I can do about
Right.
this.
Yeah.
That's what like Iron Man 3 is a silly movie, but the realest thing that happened was when that guy saw Iron Man piece
Like,
up
hey,
everybody.
no.
I was like, hey man, I just need to pay for my, I gotta leave.
Well, if everybody in the movie was pussy, we would have no movie. That's not the point. Should they be fighting Blade? No. You know who did fight Blade and was the nigga in the next movie? What was his name? We almost should have done Blade 2 with the blood pack.
Wait,
Bloodback's pretty good too.
My question is, I'm pussy because I went to a blood rave and I'm trying to have a good time, get twerked
These are
on,
not the people that are
and now I'm
fighting
supposed to fucking fight Blade?
These are not the people that are fighting Blade. The people that I'm talking about are the vampire tactical team. In Blade,
Yeah.
In Blade, the vampires have a vampire tactical team, right? Blade comes into the vampire fortresses and they got vampire fighters. I'm gonna call it out when we're watching a movie, but they're fighting in the hallway or whatever, and there's 3 karate vampires
Yeah.
that know how to do martial arts as well. And Blade is fighting one, and the other one is behind him doing like this. I'm like, if you don't get
He's just
your ass,
he's doing
stick your
warm-ups.
nose in there.
He's got to get it.
You
warm.
gotta
I
get
want
him-
us to pause the movie whenever we like find a place to break it down. I wonder if we could petition American Cinematheque to just like be like, okay, pause. Wait a minute. What's
Hey man,
going
the
on
movie
here?
started at 10 o'clock, bro. We're gonna be there till
we
3
gotta get this shit rolling, bro.
We gonna be
We
there
gotta get this
all
shit
night,
rolling.
man.
On today's show, we have a mega nerd news for y'all. We're discussing the disappointing, should I say, second week for Fantastic Four. The Spidey Force set photos. Oh my God, what they trying to? They're doing some different shit. Spider-Man, man, and whether or not James Gunn is being petty. Chuck, go for it.
All right, first up, Spider-Man 4 set photos. On Saturday, Marvel revealed the first look at Tom Holland's new costume from 2026's Spider-Man Brand New Day. Since then, set photos of the suit have leaked online. We also learned last week that Mark Ruffalo is officially joining the cast of the movie. So, Van, my first question for you. Thoughts on the new Spidey suit? Thoughts on all the set photos? How are we feeling? Because this is a departure from the very Iron Spider tech that we had seen from the first 3 Holland films.
Everything looks great. The movie is hitting a home run in terms of intrigue. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, the Punisher, Spider-Man suit, flipping around, set photos. It's hitting a home run as far as intrigue. Think about the questions. That's what this part of the movie making has to do. Ask a lot of questions. The questions. What the fuck is Punisher going to do? That's the number one question.
Are they putting him in a War Machine suit? Because I'm seeing rumors
Probably.
that motherfuckers are like, hey, yo, he's going to get a power up so he can fight Spider-Man and Hulk, which is making me a little nervous. I'm like, I don't know if I want to see like Iron Man Punisher.
Well, we'll see. They've done it before in the comic book. Obviously, there's some comic book canon for it. We'll see. And then Hulk. Where's Hulk at right now? Like, what's happening? What's going on with the movie in terms of Spidey and where he's at right now? Now, I'll also say, a lot of people in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Scorpion officially
coming
back.
Michael Mando coming back from the depths of the end credit scene that never popped off.
Is Matt Gargan gonna be Venom in this movie?
I hope not. I sure hope not.
No,
you don't think so?
Scorpion Venom?
That was in the comics.
I know, like this one at a time. One at a time.
But I like it. I like the suit. I like the roster. I think I'm up on the movie right now.
Yeah, I think
I'm in there for it. In there.
And we talked about this in the group text. The set photos are crazy, man. Like everybody's out there, everybody's getting a flick. People are like getting like the one I sent. Hopefully we can show it on screen for people who are watching. It's like Spider-Man is like, it kind of feels like it's from like in like Spider-Man 2 era, where he's like kind of like bending over a little bit, and you can see like crowds of people. So, all right.
Yeah, it's shot from the back, and he's like looking down, and it's just aura farming.
It's crazy aura. It's crazy aura for a leaked set photo. I can't imagine what it's going to look like when it's done. The suit, and people have pointed this out, it's kind of like a blend of Toby and Andrews and Peters from the first 3 movies. And I'm so locked in. Like whatever guerrilla marketing they're doing right now, it's working.
I mean, for the guerrilla marketing, do you guys think this is Marvel's way, the MCU's way of being like, we saw them second week Fantastic Four numbers. Let me drop some set photos. Let me drop some shit.
I think it's
get people excited.
It's definitely a factor. When Marvel knows that they're going to be shooting in a big like block of a city that they know that they can't cordon off, and there's going to be like a lot of like quality control. Like there's going to be photos. People are going to be taking photos in an entire city block, and knowing that there's going to be Tom Holland's going to be saying hi to fans. He's going to be doing all of these stunts. There's going to be these crazy explosions and great practical effects that look great. I think this is actually a very good move to start day one of shooting with like the Instagram post from Tom being like, hey, you ready? And then you see all of these amazing things happen. I think this is a great guerrilla marketing campaign.
Well, number one, there's no way that it's reactionary because the movie was set to shoot at the time that the movie was set to shoot. Fantastic Four was set to come out at the time the Fantastic Four was set to come out. The guerrilla marketing that they're doing on the movie isn't that much different than films past. It's that much different than recent films, which is interesting. They haven't really, I remember for like Winter Soldier and the movies back then, you were seeing so much stuff come out. I mean, maybe I was seeing more of it because we were covering it on TMZ. But as far as them trying to change the story, I don't know how much of that is this because this movie had a time where it was going to set to shoot. They were doing all that stuff. I don't know how much of that is this. But I do think that it was fortuitous for them that all of this stuff comes back out or comes out and essentially injects a lot of enthusiasm into an MCU fan base that's probably asking a lot of questions based upon the second week numbers of Fantastic Four, you know? So I think it's a good thing for them. I don't know how much they said, okay, everything's fucked up. Let's go ahead and put this stuff out. I think this probably was already on the track, but it is certainly nice for them that there's another property that's yet to come out that we can talk about right now.
I mean, my other question before we get to Fantastic Four, I am just a little worried about how many characters are in this. I think they've tried something similar throughout all of these phases in terms of like Captain America had Anthony in it, but it also had Falcon, but it also had, Red Hulk and all, like just the list goes on and on of like heroes. And this has Spider-Man, Scorpion, Hulk, rumors of Mr. Negative. Are we thinking that potentially there might be too many chess pieces on the board for what I'm hoping can be like a Spider-Man film, especially since the last one was very much divided between Holland, Maguire, and Garfield?
I mean, they put a lot of heroes in the movies now. Yeah. I don't know if I'm that concerned. A couple of those people you named are villains. I don't know how much Scorpion's going to be in this movie. They always do something in these Spider-Man movies where they set you up with an appetizer villain and then get to the main villain later on. They start to do that in more Marvel movies. You start to see, this guy's here at the beginning, and then they defeat him, and they go on to the big villain, whatever. I don't know if I'm interested to see how everybody fits in the movie. Like, if they try to do like a Civil War type thing, that would be interesting. But, Civil War had a lot of characters. That worked for you, didn't it?
I mean, Civil War to me just felt like an Avengers movie, though, where this seems like it's a Spider-Man movie. It is a Spider-Man movie, but the thing I'm also interested in
Did No Way Home feel like a Spider-Man movie?
What'd you say?
Did No Way Home feel like a Spider-Man movie?
I mean, yeah, but that was because it was 3 Spideys. It wasn't like juggling the Hulk and the Punisher. And I guess the other thing as a comic fan that I'm really interested in is what storyline is this? Because obviously Spider-Man and Hulk have had a lot of run-ins. Spider-Man has versed the Hulk, but Punisher has also been in Spider-Man comics. But I can't recall one comic where it's been all of those characters in it. So I'm kind of interested which storylines are they kind of cherry picking for this film.
So
did you want more of your street level Spider-Man in this? And you're sort of a little bit nonplussed that maybe you're not getting it?
Yeah, that's probably the thing that I'm like circling, which is I would love the Spider-Man, Daredevil, like New York, just back to basics. And I think Hulk upends that a little bit. A lot of people have been saying that this might be the return of Savage Hulk. Mm-hmm. People are saying if Mr. Negative is there, it kind of gives them an easy in on how you can go from Smart Hulk to Savage Hulk. And I do think just in terms of action, it would be very, very cool to see how Tom Holland, without the Iron Spider suit, goes against a Hulk. But that's just, to me, like a way bigger film when so much of the rumors around this were basically being like, hey, we're going a little bit away from the multiverse stuff and we're getting back to basics.
I mean, it could still be a street story, right? I think the thing that people were talking about, like, really heavily online was the fact that, like, to your point, Mr. Negative can turn Smart Hulk into Savage Hulk, and he could kind of be like the Kurt Connors, where, like, you have, like, that dual personality. He teaches him at ESU, whatever, and maybe, like, he does Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner does remember him, but Hulk might remember Peter Parker because, like, that's just how the Hulk's mind works. To answer your question about, like, am I worried about this movie having too many characters? It's not a hot take, but I think all these movies should have more characters, if I'm being completely honest.
More?
I think
more? I think the MCU?
I think again, from Phase 4 onward, they were like, hey, man, we got the streets on lock. We gonna give Shang-Chi a movie. We gonna give this person this. We gonna give this person a movie. And it's kind of like, cool, but we never see them again, right? They get a little shine, and they put them on the back burner for a little bit. From 2011 to 2019, Chris Evans was in a Marvel movie every single year, right? Even if it's like cameo or showing up to do something, he was in a film for 8 years straight. We don't have that anymore. People disappear forever, and then we're left to be like, oh yeah, I remember that person from so and so. People should show up in these things. They don't all have to be big Avengers movies. For example, let's, like, fingers crossed to make Fantastic Four 2, and it's set in our present timeline with everybody showing up. Peter Parker should be there. Spider-Man should show up and talk to Johnny Storm, whether it's for a scene, right? Whether it's like a brief cameo or an extended thing, whatever. But how they gonna be in New York with the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man not even
show up?
Not even show up. That's nuts. Like, these things, they used to feel so connected because people would pop in and out, right? That doesn't happen anymore. People disappear forever. I'm not saying every movie needs to have like 8, 10 characters or whatever, but people should be able to come in and out periodically so we remember who these people are, what they can do. And so when they all show up together in an Avengers movie, it's not like, oh, they're like plugging in pieces like, oh, this makes sense why all these characters would be here and do this at this particular time.
Do you think that that's kind of the key, like a key ingredient to the recipe that Marvel's been missing for all of these years?
Absolutely.
What are y'all? Marvel's had way too many characters in it. Captain America 4 had way too many characters in it.
I think it's to the detriment of...
Made too many new characters. We don't know these people.
Yeah.
We don't know those people. If it was like, if he was like, you got to assemble the Avengers, and like, all right, we got to go fight Red Hulk, and he's not playing with whatever new Falcon, and he's actually getting people like we know and recognize. It's a little different than like, all right, he got to go. It's the only person in that movie that we know is Sam Wilson. Everybody else is brand new. We kind of like messing with new Legos that we haven't messed with.
We'll never have anything to do with that Zoom call with Shang-Chi at the end of
Who knows what that means?
You talked to the Hulk. What do you do?
I think Jomi is right. I think the tension here is with Spider-Man specifically. Because Spider-Man is one of the people in the comic books that has his own thing. Like Spider-Man has his own world, Spider-Man world. Spider-Man is an Avenger, shows up for the Avengers. He shows up with the Fantastic Four. That's actually really interesting to see that. I love when they do that in the comics. But Spider-Man is one of the people, a character that's a big enough deal to have his own corner of Marvel. To where everything revolves around him. All the characters revolve around him. He has a really flushed out, important, historic rogues gallery. You don't really need other villains from other storylines. You don't need Magneto as a Spider-Man villain. You don't need fucking Thanos as a Spider-Man villain. He has different villains for every day of the week, and they're all good, and they're all super fucking a big deal. And so the tension is not with the movie stuff that's kind of the Iron Man thing. When Iron Man was popping in and out of Spider-Man movies early on, and it was so oriented around Iron Man, people were like, Spider-Man doesn't need that. Like, Spider-Man is a character to where his world is coming from his POV. And so we don't need a bunch of other characters from other properties to jump in there to make it meatier, because the Spider-Man lore is meaty enough. Ooh, Danny. Now, I will say that I tend to, in terms of these movies, agree with Jomi without a doubt. Like, it's very few of these movies that just put the one person in there and end up being super interesting. Even like Doctor Strange, which is, to me, besides Black Panther, I'm going to be honest with you. Doctor Strange, besides Iron Man, to me, is the most competent, best solo origin movie that Marvel has. It completely lays out the lore of the character. It gives you the emotional center of the character. Like, you understand Stephen Strange after that movie. And it's the first time you've ever seen him. But the first thing you start to think after he was gone is, okay, when's he gonna play with all the rest of the guys? When is he coming back? Like, we're gonna see him again, not in Doctor Strange 2, but in something else. I don't know if people know how they want to do Spider-Man.
But it's also thorny because of the Sony deal where like he can only be showed up in like Sony co-productions, which I'm assuming is still the case with this. That's always kind of seemingly been a bit of a thorny thing to put Spider-Man in a thing that isn't his thing. Like, it was monumental when he was in Civil War because that was A, his debut, and B, the first time that Sony kind of let the reins off a little bit.
He can't be on TV, and then like Daredevil and
Daredevil
Kingpin
can't be in the movies.
Yeah, can't be in the movies. And so it's kind of like these are like two characters that, like, obviously you like, if they told everybody we're getting a Spider-Man Daredevil team up movie against the Punisher, $3 billion.
Yeah,
we would be there, we would love it, the whole thing. But they can't do that, and so you
against
kind of
Kingpin. You mean?
No. Like, they can have Matt Murdock in the movie. I don't think they can have Daredevil in the movie. Like, it's this weird thing, because he was in No Way Home. Like,
No. You said Daredevil and the Punisher. You said Daredevil and Spider-Man against the Punisher. It sounds like they would stomp
Kingpin.
a fucking mud hole in his ass.
They would.
That's
done. To watch the Punisher
against
get
Kingpin.
fucked.
Sorry. Yeah, and they have like rights against Kingpin. So like, it's really like a weird thing. Like, we have to deal with all this legal stuff to get to like where we would want to get to as comic book fans, as movie nerd fans. Like, that's the meat of it.
Which feels.
Well, I want to ask y'all really quick: if Savage Hulk is in this, a lot of fans are starting to say the MCU is fucking up the Hulk. We have not, like, the feats for the Hulk throughout this shit have not been what they want it to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Thanos fucking murdered that motherfucker. Red Hulk got pieced up by Captain America.
Tough.
If Savage Hulk gets beaten by Tom Holland without the Iron Suit and Punisher, do we have to have a conversation about the Hulk?
The Hulk has a Superman problem.
Too powerful? You have to depower him to make him interesting?
Yeah, they've never gotten the Hulk right in a movie.
Really?
Ever.
I mean,
Nah,
yeah,
Not,
this is-
not Avengers?
No. I mean, he was cool, but he was significantly depowered. He was cool. Don't get me wrong. He's been cool in the MCU. The Hulk has been cool. But they've always had to lullaby this nigga.
Right.
Or they have to find some way to control him and he's got to go off planet, the whole night. Like, it's a difficult character. That's why, World War Hulk, World Breaker Hulk, all of these different iterations of the character, they're interesting, but they also put the Hulk in a place where his power can't hurt anyone. Like the Hulk is destructive, and he's somebody who wants to be a hero, but his nature is to smash. So it's difficult to put him in a team with people and have him take tactical. For the movies, it's hard. So
yeah.
I mean, he's always going to be a little depowered, a little bit less than what we imagine him to be when he's in the films.
Yeah, because you truly can't have a character that can crack a planet in half, like legitimately in movies with secret agents and assassins.
I mean, the Sentry up in this motherfucker now. Like, you
It's
know
a
what
little
I'm saying?
different.
Yeah, but like all he did was just like 1v5 some people. That was about it. And then like erased a city block and then brought it back to life. That's fine.
I don't know. I
Boy,
want to see
boy.
the Sentry versus the Hulk.
I want to.
That would be great.
My poor
Listen.
I felt so sad for the Thunderbolts, man.
That was tough.
That he was fucking over the Thunderbolts. He was fixing his clothes, bro. he threw
doing the little
Bucky, and he's like and it took him no time to acclimate to his powers either. He knew exactly what he could do. He's using telekinesis. He's burning people. The whole thing, pyrokinesis. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, Jomi. What were you gonna say?
Like Spider-Man was giving Cap the beats. He gave Doctor Strange the beats in the last one. So. Look, man, Savage Hulk, maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Spider-Man is overpowered.
He been in the gym, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be easy, but I can see it.
Nah, it made Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man makes no sense in the fucking MCU because fucking Plumber Vulture was giving him fucking problems.
Bro,
with Doctor
true.
Strange.
But he beats up Doctor Strange.
That was rookie Spider-Man. He ain't got on the weight training program yet.
So 6 months later, he can take down fucking Doctor Strange and shit.
Listen, man. Once you get it's like Wemby. You get into the league, you tall, you lanky, you got the skills, but we got to get you on an NBA diet. We got to get you in the gym. You know what I'm saying? We got to get you on a real program. You see him year 2, it's a little different, a little bit more swole, a little like still lean, but at the same time you see the muscle growth. Relax on my boy. He be putting in the work, and now he's like, how many years into it? I can see the vision.
As long as he stopped being a bitch, bro, I'm cool.
Oh my
God,
let's go
bro,
to
you
Fantastic
still
Four.
on this?
Wait. So we're gonna say
Who's we?
Spider-Man. I'm asking you guys. You're gonna tell me right now that the MCU Spider-Man Tom Holland is not a bitch.
He's not a bitch. What are you talking about?
Okay.
What
you mean?
If we just go by the feats, if we go by the feats, Civil War, kid, basically no experience, going toe-to-toe with the Avengers, takes fucking Bucky and Falcon out, goes to space, doing fucking work.
Bucky and Falcon, he takes him out. I can't believe he
Beats
was able
Doctor
to fuck
Strange.
can't believe he was able to fuck over Bucky and Falcon. What
Beats
a fucking
Doctor
tough one.
Strange, okay? Fucking multiverse shenanigans in No Way Home. Like, going against the whole Sinister Six. Like, that's not bitch, man. What are you talking about?
Respect him.
I do respect him. I respect the character. I've come a long way with him. But I'm going to be honest with you, bro. He done been sat down a lot. They be sitting that little nigga down. Sit your dumb ass down, okay?
This motherfucker is 16,
he
17,
had 2 Spider-Mans help. He can't, none of this stuff he's doing on his own, by the way. He's bringing in Spider-Man's multiversally.
He didn't bring that, man. Let's calm down.
He's
don't worry, his best friend
I'm just
did
being
that
for
once.
real. None of this stuff he's doing, he's not doing any of this stuff alone. Look, somebody posted something and it was so funny. It was of the Green Goblin throwing a pumpkin bomb, or not the Green Goblin. It was I guess he was Hobgoblin. No, he was.
It was James Franco.
James Franco throwing a pumpkin bomb and fucking Tobey Maguire catching that bitch
and then throwing
it back at him. And then Tom Holland jumping and trying to hit that motherfucker as if he doesn't know that he can shoot the web at it and throw it. I don't know. I like his Spider-Man, but he's an emotional Spider-Man.
He's
a
17, 18, bro. Like, what do you want?
I don't know, bro.
Tobey Maguire was looking fucking 40 in those movies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's kind of the thing, though.
He was looking 40, but he was a college student. I guess he's still. I like this Spider-Man, and I think that Spider-Man: Brand New Day, if I can be serious for a second, is probably going to show us a more confident, a more resolute, a Spider-Man that's a little bit more of a loner because he has to be.
Right.
You know. But before, it was kind of a Saturday morning Spider-Man. It was.
Saturday morning Spider-Man. Wow, have some respect. Have some
No.
respect. Nah, dog.
It wasn't.
This is your pluck hate coming through.
It's not.
It is.
Mr.
It
Stark.
is because he was exactly.
What's this guy's problem, Mr. Stark?
You hate. It's cool. It's okay.
What's this guy's
Own
problem?
it.
He'll never get over the Golly G Willikers
You're
at
a
all.
wizard. They little broed him. They little broed fucking Spider-Man. That's
They
all
little
I'm saying.
broke the 15-year-old.
They little broed Spider-Man. They little broed Spider. I just wasn't used to seeing Spider-Man being little broed. Okay, but they did it. And
He's
that's
a
fine.
teenager. He is a teenager palling around with 40 and 50-year-olds. What? Like, he is little. He's literally little bro.
So So you guys are saying that right now. Spider-Man is little bro.
Well, in the first 3 movies, when he was around the Avengers,
a superhero Mount Rushmore.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
Is a little
it's
bro.
the beginning of his story, bro.
I mean,
Okay,
he's had
I've
four
never seen-
stories at this point.
So I'll be real with you. I've never seen Batman get little broed. I've never seen Superman get
Batman's a
little broed.
30-year-old
Yeah,
man.
no, he's
bro.
a billionaire.
He's a
That's the
30-year-old.
No, wait. Pattinson's Batman wasn't a 30-year-old man.
He was still an adult.
Yeah.
He wasn't in high school. Was
So
he in
all
high
I'm
school
saying is
then?
this. All I'm saying is this. He is in high school, right? He is
Yeah.
in high school.
Right.
And so you guys are saying that Spider-Man, who, by the way, canonically is a teenager in the comic books.
Yes.
Yes.
But still never got little bro.
What? The Avengers, in the comics, the rest of the MCU is just like, who is this annoying little fucker
Oh,
for
you're
the
wrong.
majority of his history?
Whoa,
You're
what do you mean? That
What are you
happens in the
talking
comics
about?
all the time.
It's if
He didn't get respect until he grew up. In the comics, he did not get respect until he grew up.
no. Spider-Man has his entire thing revolves around him. When I'm saying being little bro, there were no other comic book characters that were coming into Spider-Man shit and patting him on the head and telling, nah, if they thought he was annoying, he's a wisecracker. If they thought he was annoying, then he was annoying. Okay, how about this? And Garfield's Spider-Man was in high school. That nigga didn't get little bro.
I mean, at that
That's
point,
true.
there was no other heroes to be popping in this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, wouldn't get broke by Jamie Foxx, but
can we
Nah,
move on to
I'm just-
Fantastic Four?
We can, but just it's time for an adult Spider-Man.
We're gonna get one.
this is Van's hatred
We'll
of
see.
youth.
Like we'll see if Punisher says, "Hey, I tell you what you need to do. You need to be a killer. Go around that corner and kill." And he goes, "Aye, Captain. Yes,
Not gonna
yes,
kill nobody,
Mr. Frank,
man.
sir. I'm gonna lose my shit."
He not gonna kill nobody.
I am
man.
going to be honest. Frank Castle got to lose the fucking John Bernthal voice for this movie, bro. I can't have
I regret to inform you, Charles. He will not
I
lose the
cannot have the
John
John
Bernthal voice.
Bernthal
Hey,
voice
hey,
next to
he
He
Tom
will be
Holland. That
telling
shit's
you
gonna be
something.
crazy,
He will
bro.
be telling you something.
Let me tell you something. Hey, Spider-Man.
Let me tell you something, Spider-Man.
Let me tell you something, Spider-Man. It's gonna be great. It's gonna
All
be great.
Fantastic Four.
Wait, real quick.
All right, Fantastic Four First Steps
Sorry.
is faltering at the box office. The movie only made $40 million domestically, which is a 66% drop from its first week. Box office analysis only expected the movie to drop between 50 to 60%, according to Variety. Now, I feel like before we act like the fucking sky's falling, let's add some context. Courtesy of Variety and Hollywood Reporter, here are some comps for some other second week drops for recent superhero fare. Superman dropped by 53%. Captain America in its second week, Brave New World dropped by 68%. The Marvels was 78%. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania was 70%. And Thor Love and Thunder was 67%. So, technically speaking, Fantastic Four has done the best out of the recent MCU movies. But, Van, I'll start with you, because you dropped this in the Ringerverse chat and declared Fantastic Four a flop. What do you think this number says about Fantastic Four and kind of the state of the MCU?
The movie didn't flop. I was antagonizing you guys. The movie didn't flop. It says a little bit about where we are and about some things that this movie didn't get quite right. The movie was good. It was better than fine. It was better than okay. It was a good movie. But there were some things about the film that probably didn't quite work for the casual filmgoer, the casual moviegoer that would entice people to go out to see it, right? Also, we're just not in the same place we were before. I think we already knew that. We kept waiting for the MCU to come back, and no one talks about the fact that the MCU is here. There's no back. This is it. Right? So many things have changed. I disagree with Sean. I'm going to debate Sean about whether or not the fall of the MCU is good for movies. Me and Sean are going to do a debate. We've talked about it. So I don't think that that's true. But I do think that there are realities here. And the realities are that, like, the casual fan is just simply less interested in these movies than they were 5-6 years ago.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It is fair. I'm curious to think that if there ever is going to be a prevailing attitude that is a reclamation of the casuals at this point, because outside of something like a Doomsday or like a Spider-Man that genuinely can bring in anybody, I don't know what is it going to take for the MCU to really galvanize that, or do we just rely on just like the one-off weekend that is a hit and then we move on? Is that going to be the MCU model now?
It's story momentum.
Yeah.
So if we go back and look at a lot of the first appearances of characters, like the first time we ever saw them, if they did pop up in another movie, a lot of times those movies weren't gangbusters, right? Mm-hmm. Captain Marvel was, because at the end of Infinity War, which was a gigantic film in and of itself, it showed that she was coming, and then we wondered, was Captain Marvel going to be the missing piece that was going to give the Avengers what they needed to literally come back from the dead? But other than that, when you look at, the first Thor or when you look at when these characters show up, these films weren't necessarily big, huge billion-dollar things. Black Panther obviously had some cultural things going for it, and we had spent the whole movie with Black Panther before as well. Sometimes it takes these characters a couple of movies to even find who they are. It took Thor 3 movies to find a version of the character that was a runaway, both critical and commercial hit, right? So this is not necessarily that new, but there's also no story engine to anything going on in the MCU right now. Zero, zip, zilch, nothing. The Fantastic Four coming in is not following. Thunderbolts is not following this, is not following that. There's nothing. The fans are not as invested. Forget about the individual movie. They're not as invested into the MCU experiment right now because things are so staccato. There's no engine driving things forward. There's no, you gotta see this. People talk about how much homework that you used to have to do to go to an MCU movie. That homework helped. It helped for people who had done it to be like, hey, I was here before, I gotta be here again, I gotta check it out. That just doesn't exist with Fantastic Four. So the movie would have had to be more of a popcorn movie to get people into the theater, and it wasn't.
Do you think this is, excuse me, do you think this is a result of like all the stuff happening on Disney Plus? Like when they came out in end of 2020 and were like releasing like all these shows, Moon Knight, WandaVision, Loki, the whole thing. And the people were just like, this is too much. I can't watch it all. I'm just going to wait. Just going to wait till it's on the home screen and see what's going on.
I think if the oversaturation wouldn't have been as much of a problem if they had a direction. I think they flooded the zone not having a plan. And that was the real issue. Like, yes, they had a plan, like maybe in the earlier stages of a post-Endgame MCU, but then as things got longer in the tooth, more and more TV shows, more and more movies, we clearly kept getting lost in the sauce and didn't really have a direction until these past few movies.
I mean, I think the thing that I've just been noticing is that this is just such a complicated problem because people want to just boil it down to like a few things. And I'm just like, hey, everything would be like, think about all of the things that happened in concert. We've talked about this a lot. If Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, was in Wakanda forever, I think the MCU would have had an engine where it's like they've been searching for who are going to be those stars. Chadwick, along with Tom Holland and Brie Larson, like all of these people were supposed to be. And then we had, the pandemic, and then we had the writer's strike, and then we had the Disney Plus of it all. I also just think like culturally, we're going to talk about James Gunn later. I know James Gunn's dancing on the grave, but if I'm James Gunn in DC, I'm worried because I'm like, domestically, Superman did really, really well, but like globally, Fantastic Four and Superman were a lot softer than in previous years. Yeah. And I think also just like culturally, in terms of like superheroes are a very American export. And I feel like we are at a time where the world is being like, we don't want this anymore. And to me, I'm like, if I'm either DC or Marvel, I'm thinking like, okay, how do we make these movies at these budgets when we can't count on a China like we could in the previous years, when we can't maybe count on certain European markets or whatever to be just going to all of this? I don't think it's just like an MCU versus DC thing. I think it's a like, what is the next iteration of these superhero storytelling that people want? And the answer might be like, people just don't want it to the extent that they did for the past 15 years.
I think that's fair. And I think, again, when we talked about like looking back at Spider-Man and like what that would like, what the future of the MCU would look like, I think it's a lot more. I mean, obviously we're gonna get the X-Men, but like heavy hitters, really, like X-Men. I think Avengers at this point, Spider-Man, and then for DC, Batman, Justice League. I don't really like. We can't do like. They're gonna do Supergirl and Clayface in 2026.
Following up with Superman,
I don't know.
Because here's the thing, we're dancing on the MCU's grave. I'm like, if I was a betting man, if you're like, would I rather watch Spider-Man into Avengers films or Supergirl, Clayface, and the Batman? I'm picking the MCU.
It's right. Again, a lot of James Gunn's out there. Again, we'll talk about him, but he out there making tweets, out there having a good time. Spider-Man's gonna outgross both those movies combined.
Sure, yeah,
easily. Right,
and Spider-Man could be dog shit, and it's still going to do $8, $9, maybe $1 billion.
And then they got Doomsday coming in December, right? And so it's you kind of have to rethink how we do these universes, right? It's nice to get a Supergirl. It's nice to get a Clayface. Ultimately, people aren't gonna show up in the numbers that you want them to, right? If Clayface made $500 million, if Supergirl made $500 million, we'd be like, oh my gosh, what a great year. Wow. Fantastic. Back then, they both would have made like, maybe not Clayface. Supergirl would have made like 600, 750 and would have been like, I'm
telling you guys right now, Supergirl is going to come in fatter than y'all think it will.
It's possible.
Clayface, I have no idea about. Supergirl is going to come in fatter than you guys think. Than you guys think.
What's the number? If we had to guess, what do you think the number would be? Do you think it's going to make just as much as Superman?
I'm not really good at picking the numbers, but I think two things will happen next year. Number one, next year, a lot of people are going to be in the movies because there are a lot of big, heavy-hitting movies coming out. A lot of things that are happening. So people are going to be going to the movies. Two, I think that the ladies are going to show up for Supergirl. They are.
Hey,
you think so?
I think there's going to be a lot in the promo run that they have to capture, but I think the ladies are going to show up for Supergirl. I think they are. I mean, that's Supergirl's going to be. What happened?
No, I was just going to say that's interesting because I feel like DC and the MCU had been doing a terrible job of getting women back to the theaters to support these movies. Like we saw what happened with the Marvels. Like I'm just interested in like how DC can kind of, because DC's dealing now with the MCU problem where it's like, because like women have kind of been like throwing up their hands and be like, we're not really that interested in that. Can DC be like, this is something different, don't worry about it? You know what I mean?
Well, look, the Marvels is a completely different thing. It's a very troubled production. I think that I would compare Supergirl a little bit more to Captain Marvel than I would to the Marvels. Captain Marvel, obviously, it's not going to have the same momentum that Captain Marvel had, so it's not going to make $1 billion, but Captain Marvel was your first chance with Brie Larson as a character. And everybody gave her a gigantic chance. It was a big deal for young girls. It was a big deal for people. So they went out and saw it. She hasn't nailed the character.
Right.
She just hasn't. Yeah. And so with the Marvels, which was a fine movie, with everything that went on with it, I just don't think that people were that into seeing it. I think that Whether or not people see a Supergirl sequel will be a different thing. I think they're going to give that movie a chance, though. I have that feeling that they will.
Do you think it's a comp to
gonna
like
kick
Wonder
DC's ass.
Woman?
What happened?
Do you think it's a similar comp to Wonder Woman, where obviously Wonder Woman is a bigger hero than Supergirl, but that was a film where the interest was, can they do it? Like, this is one of the biggest women heroes of all time. We're going to the theater not just to support it because it's Patty Jenkins and everything. We're trying to see it like, yo, what does a modern Wonder Woman film feel like? Similar to like a Supergirl.
And then it made a lot of money. And then the second one was set to make a lot of money, and it was just terrible. But also, to your point, the pandemic. Look, if we wanted to shoot Marvel Bale, there are a million things we could talk about, right? A million caveats and excuses we could make. The streaming wars and the way that they affected the quality specifically of a project like Marvel, right?
Mm-hmm.
An IP battle, an IP war really exposed the Marvel, because when you get into a place like that, you have two things happen. You have aging stars that don't want to continue to do these movies forever. Chris Hemsworth said he would play Thor forever. Mm-hmm. But then you had Iron Man and Captain America go, we're finished with this, right? So at the one point that the streaming wars were starting to happen, HBO tried to do a Tony Soprano extended universe.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like the Many Saints of Newark was going to be the beginning of making Tony Soprano young again, and then bringing in everyone else and doing a bunch of those movies about his Carlito's Way, Tony Soprano's rise to power. They were about to do it. Everyone ran to their corners. Paramount had Star Trek. Marvel had their stuff. Disney had Marvel and Star Wars. Everyone was throwing their IP against each other. And for a place like Marvel that was obviously steeped in IP, they tried to make some stars that really weren't there to be made in order to keep people on Disney Plus. Then you lose the other people. You lose Chadwick Boseman, right? You lose Chadwick. Then you can't lean on the people that people really want. What if they would have made a Chris Evans Captain America show? Everybody would watch it.
Yeah. If Chris Evans was in Captain America 4, we would be having a different conversation.
Like in it. Like
in it. No, I'm talking about he is I would also say this. Can you imagine if Mahershala's Blade had already been out? Where it's like, oh, when you start looking at it, it's like, all right, well, we had Spider-Man No Way Home, we had a Blade movie, we had a Chadwick Boseman Black Panther movie. Like,
they bench Blade because they didn't really think they needed him. They were fucking playing slow and fast with Blade.
Yeah, they were.
Playing with him. Yeah.
No, that's really true. And I think I have more to say when it comes to James Gunn, but I think the caution that comes from building a extended universe now that you're just on the precipice, like, I think I agree with you, Van, that Supergirl is going to show up well because that goodwill that Superman makes, like, that is a great start for anything to come next for it. And knowing that you got to follow up strong with these things, I think there's just like a level of caution that could still come because we're in a bit of a precarious time when it comes to IP. People still want to see good movies and feel good afterwards.
I think it's tough because I see where Van's coming from in terms of like, and hopefully, and like, I would love if people came out and like, yeah, hell yeah, Supergirl. Like, who wouldn't want that? I think that'd be great for everybody involved. But like, a lot of this stuff is made for millennial men, right? At this point, and if I recall correctly, I don't even think women came out for Fantastic Four or Superman, right? And so you would need like a huge push. Let
me ask you a question. Did they come out for Barbie?
Right. But
I think Barbie and Supergirl are two totally
that's
different
what
things.
I don't know if it's the same thing.
Those are two totally
I don't know if it's
different
the same
things.
thing.
Hold on. They aren't the same thing. They aren't. They're totally different. But when I'm telling you that, I mean, Barbie is essentially the biggest female superhero that's ever existed, right? Mm-hmm. She can do everything. She go to space one day. The next day, she's CEO. The next day, she a fashion model. Barbie's in the CIA. Barbie's a CIA asset. She got too many different jobs. She got too many different talents.
All right.
Barbie's a CIA asset, man. Maybe Mossad. Like Barbie, I'm just being for real, bro. Barbie got too many things. Barbie know too much, right? Like Barbie know too much. Okay,
that's so funny.
But what I'm saying is, the audience you're not going to get Barbie's audience, right? It was a movie that they were waiting for decades.
Yeah.
It's obviously a big deal. But the audience does exist for particularly women and young girls to get behind these things. And you've seen it. I would be interested to know how many ladies stepped out for Captain Marvel, but Wonder Woman is a fiercely female character. That's some time ago, but I do think that a well-executed promo run and movie can still make Supergirl happen, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to need women to come out in a big way. I think that movie's going to be a big deal. So I don't think that, I don't know that female characters should have been completely abandoned by audience.
Let's hope not. Right.
No.
Yeah, you hope
to
not.
Jomi's point, I do think the reason why I'm like, I hope it works out, but I'm a little bit like, I think the fandom has gotten more toxic in the intervening years, where it's just like, the Snyder Bros were already haven't shut up about Superman since James Gunn Superman.
Yeah, the super woke shit and all
So it's like there is a feeling where it's like that audience and how rancid it has made the entire pool, I think does have an adverse effect on something like Supergirl, where I think Supergirl, like, the chances of it being really, really good, just qualitatively, I think is super, super fucking high. But the chances of just like the fucking bros just making it radioactive, hearing all that shit.
And hopefully, to Van's point though, hopefully the women come out and be like, "All right, bet we gonna support this movie."
Sure, yeah.
And we get this thing going, and people like us, men especially, stand up and be like, "All right, no, forget all that. We gonna come out and support."
I'll just say one more thing about Supergirl before I leave. Before we get off this, it's a character that is always been a woman,
right?
So the toxicity that would exist around some of this other stuff has to do with female Black Panther, Black woman character, Black Star Wars-led female character. It has to do with positions where women haven't typically been in before, right? I think you might get a little blowback from making her a party girl. You might see some people that, if you get some toxicity on the right, you might see some people that are saying, hey, they're trying to make this role model for our daughters and, whatever into this. You might get some of that. But this is a character that, like, has always been a woman. It's always been a woman. It's a well-known character. There isn't any race swapping. Now, if they fucking had Laverne Cox as Supergirl, I think you get a lot of shit that was going on. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like,
so
if
you're assuming though that these people are smart, and that these people
you're never gonna make those people
will
happy.
No, I'm not assuming. I'm just going by things that have happened before. I'm going by the fact that Wonder Woman worked, that Captain Marvel worked. I get that the toxicity has gotten worse, but also I think that in this particular point, there's not a lot of reason. Like, Supergirl is a pretty traditional American character. Like, there's not like a lot of reason. There's no woke agenda for Supergirl. She came out in the fucking 50s.
Can I ask this? If you're DC, do you see everything that's going on with Sydney Sweetie and you just like, you know what? Let's get some outrage up on this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let's make Supergirl super airy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
What? Supergirl got good genes.
We don't need to talk about that.
No, so like
the Sydney Sweeney outrage is ridiculously and stupid. It's like a whole dumb. It's dumb.
Really?
Yeah, we're kicking ourselves in the balls. It's a stupid thing to be pissed off about. It's a dumb thing to be pissed off about. Dumb.
You don't like the Aryan master race a little bit? That's everybody's going around with that. You don't like it? You like, why are y'all taking this issue?
I mean, hey, Bradley Cooper was telling Superman, hey, yo, like, I need you to go spread your seed.
No, I mean the whole thing with the Sydney Sweeney jeans thing is that, like, she's blonde, blue eyed, the whole thing, and she's like, I got good genes. People are connecting dots because of just how we're living right now and the tenor in the air.
Y'all got it.
I don't give a shit.
Whoa, I'm just saying.
We got real problems.
You understand that, and I'm trying to understand where you coming from.
It's one of those things that, like, you look at it. She's saying she's got good genes because she's pretty.
She got big titties.
And you guys like her boobs. And y'all been told her she was fine. So don't get mad when she say that y'all been told her she was fine. I remember I was at TMZ one time and we're all talking and I was like, Leslie Jones made the joke on Saturday Night Live that LeBron James and Serena Williams should get together and everybody got pissed off about it. And I was like, I see why people are talking about, eugenics in terms of like black people and all that. And I was like, So, but it would be dope if that happened though.
All right.
And then I was like, it would be dope if that happened. And Harvey looked at me and Harvey going, are you saying that part of athleticism, are you saying that it's part of its genetics? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys, part of it's genetics. The motherfucking nigga is 6'9" and he can like jump
out the
and
gym.
touch the stars.
Yeah.
Part of that has to do with his genetic makeup. It's a thing.
Yeah.
And part of the code for you to have big titties is in your genes.
You gotta
Now,
have
if
the
she
big
would've-
titty gene?
Big titty gene.
She got the big titty gene. And if she'd have come out and been like, white is better and blah, 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 blah. But she's like, yeah, I'm in my genes and my genes are blonde hair, blue eye, all of that. It didn't bother me. It didn't
I will
bother me.
just say, it's so funny. People are like, and she's a Republican. I'm like, all right, motherfuckers.
I mean,
I'm like,
yeah.
90% of Hollywood's some Republicans. I'm
Surprising
like, I don't know.
nobody.
Oh my God.
90%
Fork
of
found the
Hollywood
kitchen.
not
My
Republicans
fault.
At all.
It's
We kicked the Republicans out the town. Fuck them.
all right.
If,
So
they
the
was-
Republicans,
if they
you can't-
Republicans, if it's Republicans in the town, they're not talking about it.
I mean, they're not
Obviously
talking,
they're not talking about
it. But
90% of them, in the people in these C-suites and all of that, they might be, but the other people, you be on set and pull that MAGA shit and see what happens.
And that's why they're quiet about it. That's why
to Charles's point, though, if Sydney Sweeney was Supergirl, it would make $1 billion. People are horny. So, like,
It'd be
he's
crazy.
right.
we got
honestly,
like,
James
Google
Gunn won't make her
blockbusters.
Power Girl at this point.
Like, people would watch
God.
it
Jesus Christ.
300 times. It'd be nuts.
I guess my overall thing is I don't think that we're to a point to where the wokeness, Jesus Christ. I don't think that we're to a point where that the toxicity has gotten so bad that female-led projects can't work. That they're not. That they're not.
Oh, no.
they're not-
I'm specifically just talking about superhero shit. Like, I'm literally just talking
So
about.
you think they can make Wonder Woman and people wouldn't go see it?
I think if they made Wonder Woman today, like in the DCU, I don't know how well it would do. And that has no.
I know.
totally
I
disagree.
think Wonder Woman is an exception. She's one of the most popular superhero characters of all time. I think in today's climate, she could still do Superman numbers in this day and age.
I'll tell you something. I'll just be honest with you guys. I know that it was a mantle, but female-led Black Panther worked.
Yes,
It did.
It did.
But
People
I'll
saw
ask
it.
you this. What are the chances that we see T'Challa in that next motherfucker?
Well, that's guaranteed.
Now we got to bring him back.
That's guaranteed.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Damn,
that's
just
only
wait.
because that's on. We'll get into this in Mantle Wars, but that's only because we got to keep it real about these characters. And the reality is that Black Panther is T'Challa. Iron Man is Tony Stark. Captain America is Steve Rogers. These things are mantles. The only time they've been able to slide one and let this nigga get his shit off is really Miles Morales and the Flash.
And
the Flash,
Green Lantern.
Right.
Nah, man. I'd still say that Green Lantern is Hal Jordan, baby. I'd still say
This
like,
true.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
no,
closer. It's closer.
It's close.
Definitely.
I
it's
don't know,
closer.
man.
This
All right,
is
I'll put you this
Mantle
way.
Wars.
Stewart's
They still
pretty-
put Hal Jordan, like Jon Stewart might be our Green Lantern in the Lantern series. They still put Hal Jordan in that motherfucker. Like, come on.
So it's
down with
closer.
Jon
This is why we're going to
Stewart.
do Mantle Wars.
Yeah.
But there are less transferable mantles than we think that they are.
Well,
It's
so,
like-
all right, before we get to James Gunn, my question, though, because Feige has said that they're recasting. Is Steve Rogers Captain America in film, or is Chris Evans? Because I would be interested when they reboot this universe. If they try to put another blonde dude as Captain America, is everybody excited, or like he not Chris Evans? You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to see if,
It's
if
absolutely.
Chris Evans has one more bombed rom-com on Apple TV Plus, then I think he might be Captain America forever now.
you know, the thing is, he's 44 years old. He could play Captain
He
America
could.
for a while.
He could.
He don't like.
like-
He specifically though does not like getting in shape for it.
I
He
understand.
doesn't
but
like having to
listen,
be that big.
Yeah.
He could play Captain America for a long time if he wanted to. He could. He could.
But would we take anybody else in that role? Like, because I feel like people were actually unfair when they were just like, yeah, Anthony Mackie, black haired mayor, whatever. And I'm just like, I'm not so sure if they had recasted and they're just like, hey, it's not Chris Evans, but it's a new white boy. We would have been that jazz. We would be like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, maybe
as Steve Rogers. Yeah, it's
as
a
Steve
little tough.
Rogers.
But again, we were in love with the passing of the mantle to Falcon at the end of Endgame, and we would have liked to see what that happened. Obviously, that took a very long time, and it didn't work out. But we were on board with that for a while before we got to see it.
I mean, I would say it
wasn't
didn't work
even.
out.
So I don't know that it didn't work out. By the way, I still think that Anthony Mackie. If you judged Captain America and how well the character worked after the first Captain America, the first Avenger, you wouldn't have been as sold as what you were after Winter Soldier.
Right.
No. After Avengers. You wouldn't have been as sold, right? Now, I think that the first Avenger is overhated and is better than people remember.
It's way better.
He did a good job of establishing the character, right? But so if I'm comparing the first Avenger to Captain America 4, the first Avenger is better, but them finding the character, I kind of put them in similar worlds. So I'm not writing Anthony Mackie off as Captain America. I'm saying that when people think about Captain America, they think about Steve Rogers.
Right.
And if Sam Wilson's Captain America if he can play the role for 5, 6, 7, 10 more years, maybe he buffers it till they split the worlds up and then a new Steve Rogers comes into play and they get these characters back to baseline. But that's what people think of. Like people think of and that's tough because when you are switching generations with this, when it's not, okay, Superman comes out in 1978 and then he doesn't come back in another movie until like 2006. People have gotten the chance to get the old Superman out of their system. They didn't have to watch, rest in peace to Christopher Reeve, they didn't have to watch Christopher Reeve get older and still try to play the character and all of that stuff. They didn't have to do all of that and go, okay, who's going to be the next Superman? Batman different. Batman is it's always Bruce Wayne and it's fine and you don't have to deal with it. But now Captain America is still young enough to where if they bring another actor on to play him, you're going to be like, why don't they just get Chris Evans to do it? Right? It's still young enough to where you're not quite over Chris Evans as Captain America. He just played him in 2019, 6 years. Yeah. So I don't know. Like it's a little bit more of a tricky job than people think that it is. That's why it's hard for Anthony Mackie. It's hard for some of these other people to step into these characters. It's hard for even Riri Williams to kind of be Iron Man. It's like it's real difficult. I don't know if people are quite ready yet. No. I don't think people are ready for it. Last thing I'll say before we move on.
Yeah.
Part of Fantastic Four coming in soft. It's because Pedro did not nail Reed Richards.
This is
all right, I'm gonna let you get the agenda off. Get your shit off.
I'm surprised you're waiting. You're waiting till this week. You could have said it on the main podcast. You could have locked in and be like, "Hey, I wasn't really." You know what I'm saying?
I did say it on the main.
The drop off confirmation though.
If we go Pedro Summer though, if we go by Pedro Summer, Eddington ain't doing what it was supposed to do. Fantastic Four didn't do what it was supposed to do.
Eddington is an artist.
Materialist was a hit.
Eddington came out in 3 theaters.
Not a capital H hit, but it was enough of a hit. I don't agree with Van, but Van, are you ready to say that Pedro not a movie star?
Nope. That's not what I'm ready to say. I'm not ready to say Pedro's not a movie star at all.
Then what you're saying?
Pedro Pascal is one of the most successful, beloved, charismatic actors we have right now going. Okay. Right? We've seen him in a bunch of things. We've loved him in a bunch of things. He did not quite nail Reed Richards. And that's okay. That's okay. We just talked about it before. Like, I don't know that the guys that nailed their characters first time out, Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, had him.
Iron Man.
Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, had him. Iron Man, had him.
Deadpool.
Doctor Strange.
Well, actually, Deadpool doesn't count.
Deadpool doesn't really count because Ryan just oriented the character completely around him. It was more Deadpool playing Ryan Reynolds than it was Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool.
I more so mean we had Deadpool. The first appearance of Deadpool was whack, but that wasn't really Ryan's fault.
In Origins, yeah.
In Origins.
Right. Sometimes it takes people a little bit. We just talked about it, to like work themselves into it. And that happened here. The only difference is that we expected so much more from this movie than what it's ended up going to give us. But if you compare it more to the first time characters have shown up on screen, if you compare it to Thor, I know that the MCU is in a different place. If you compare it to if you compare it to Doctor Strange, it's not really out of the realm of reality that the movie is going to end up a little soft, even though it's the Fantastic Four. But I will say, his portrayal of Reed needs to grow.
Sure.
Well, I think
it needs to be stickier. It needs to be meatier. It needs to grow.
Well, I think part of that is like, I guess you said it. They need to give him more to do, actually, right? Because in this movie, we talked about it on the Fantastic Four pod. It's a lot of Sue, right? She's the engine that makes this go. She's the emotional engine that runs through the movie. Reed, I don't want to say he's just kind of there because that's not fair, but he's like bouncing off her. Like he's taking it from her, and like he needs to, like he doesn't have as much as a say as you would want Reed Richards to have like in the comics when he's like the guy making up all the plans and doing all this. I think going forward, and this is something that like it's tough to reckon with, because remember when Matt Shackman came out and said that he'd be leading the Avengers, everybody went crazy, and they were like, just kidding, he's not doing that. And then later it came out that like he might not play like a big role in the movie. People were like upset about all that. I think they need to dial in what they want from like Reed specifically, because I think Pedro himself can do it. If we want the Reed that we've read in the comics from the Hickman run and all this stuff, where he is the guy who is stressed out and taxed with having to deal with everything, having to fight Doom, having to be a family man, the whole thing. I think Pedro can do that. They just have to give it to him.
So, all right, my question before we get to James Gunn for all of us, Avengers Doomsday. With all of the characters on board, who do you think should be the heart of this movie, the lead of this movie? If we could only pick one hero, if you could pick Sam Wilson, Mr. Fantastic, Chris Hemsworth, like who are you just like, is the, like, we're looking at, like, same way in Infinity War, it's like, there's a lot of characters, Iron Man's the guy.
Well, I would argue that Infinity War, Thanos is the guy.
Well, Thanos is the guy, but I'm talking about heroes. Like
heroes? Ooh, because my answer would have been Dr. Doom. My answer, Robert Downey Jr. Right?
That's the guy. He's got to be the guy. I don't think any of the heroes can do it. It's his movie. It's like it's his movie. Like the heroes might be able to do it, but like this is, I mean, we got the fucking Fox X-Men in this bitch. So
yeah,
like,
this is gonna be a lot.
They putting back on their sneakers for the first time in a fucking while. All right, so Nightcrawler fucking 61. So like they putting on their sneakers. It's got the Doom's got to be center of the movie.
Yeah.
Last thing I'll say, a Galaxy Brain take on Reed Richards before we leave. In the writing of the character. Do you know who has a cameo? I know you guys know this. What big tech person has a cameo in Iron Man 2?
Elon Musk.
Do you know why he had that cameo?
Because they built the character partially around him.
Because that was cool then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was cool to be an all-knowing tech guy that was in control of stuff, that was doing stuff, that was it was cool to be an Imagineer. It was cool to be a futurist. It was still cool. It was still like the archetype of Tony Stark was still cool. That's not cool no more. It's not. The Social Network came out, and I think that came out before Iron Man 2, but the Social Network came out and was like, yo, is fucking Mark Zuckerberg a fucking asshole? Is Facebook that your mama be on read by somebody that couldn't get into all of the clubs, so he's really a dick? Elon Musk became legitimately Lex Luthor if Jeff Bezos didn't become it. All of these guys got super fucking rich during the pandemic. All of these tech guys, Palantir, all of this stuff, we're wondering if these guys are not the people that are going to lead us to a new society. We're wondering whether or not these are the people who are going to rip society apart and reform it. Sam Altman, all of these dudes, right? It is more difficult to make an altruistic genius now. It's harder to do. And Reed's character is very complicated, even in the comic books.
Right.
So if people see Reed like inventing shit and taking steps and taking away freedoms from people and automating things, it might turn them off a little bit. So the reason why maybe you got a little bit less Reed Richards is because that's a little bit more difficult than it would have been to do in a long 15, 20 years ago. It's just not the same.
Right.
So to me, like he designed their entire utopia that they were living in Earth 828, and they kind of underplayed that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They underplayed it because if you go too deep and too like direct at that, people are gonna be like, I don't want. Like Reed Richards is gonna seem inherently evil because
He did make a police state
these guys
in New York.
When they're like, when he's going to the balcony, it's like, I got the guy in the Bowery, got that guy over there.
And it's just cop cars flying around everywhere.
Yeah, and people are having conversations. People are like, he kind of just
as a present for his pregnant wife.
Yeah.
But I also think what people wanted, and I'm just like, they were never going to get this, is people wanted New Avengers, Reed, the Illuminati, making decisions with Black Panther, Namor, Professor X, Iron Man. And I'm just like, we was never going to get that in the first Fantastic Four movie. We were going to
get the Council of Reeds.
We're
going to
get
the Council of Miles Teller.
I tell you something. This is going to, last thing I say, this is super toxic. Reed Richards becomes the ultimate alpha male. He becomes, and I hate that term because it's not even real, but he becomes like a comic book kind of, hey man, we've made the decision to send you off the planet because we figured it out and you're fucking, fuck shit up. Bye. Like we've made the decision. He's a unilateralist. He's I have to figure it out and you guys will be better off because I'm the smartest man in the universe. There's no way to play that character softly and with a delicate touch. There's no way to do it.
For what he grows into, absolutely.
So you're throwing Reed bail. You're throwing Pedro some bail.
Yeah.
My man.
Obviously, I've seen Pedro Pascal be a motherfucker in some of these movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen him be an assassin, a killer, a double dealer, all that. He could do it. It's just, for whatever reason, be it script or circumstance, this Reed is still growing into the character. It didn't quite work.
Mm-hmm.
I know people listen to The Big Pick and they were kind of, they were more Pedro focused with it. I think he can work as Reed Richards. I just don't think that it really all the way worked in the Fantastic Four.
The development of that character is kind of in its infancy, and we would like to see something bigger. I can agree with that.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right, last but not least, let's talk about James Gunn. Superman has made over $553 million at the global box office, 317 of which is domestic. It's only the fourth movie of 2025 to make over $300 million in the US, the other being a Minecraft movie, Lilo and Stitch, and Jurassic World Rebirth. And as we were talking about in the group chat, James Gunn was just like, hey, sorry about that Fantastic Four, but Superman's still doing good at the box office. So I want to ask you then, does James Gunn have too much dip on the chip? Is he being petty? Is he flying very close to the sun? No pun intended.
Yeah, man. I didn't know he was like this, man.
It went down at the Marvel firing. It clearly had to. It was messy.
I don't even think that's what it is, bro.
You don't think so?
I think this is just who he is. I think this is like
probably.
And the thing that's gonna like piss me off the most is somebody's gonna ask James Gunn about this. Hey James, that tweet was kind of crazy. You're gonna be like, nah, man.
Was his post literally like this? Like
he's just like, nah, man. I just sent out a tweet. Y'all reading too much into it, man.
Yeah.
Y'all doing too much. Y'all reaching, brother. Friday came out and everybody was like, Fantastic Four. Oh, it's over. The second weekend bombed. Oh no. Then you come in on Sunday, real nice, like. Great weekend for Superman. This is fantastic. Come on, man.
Can I be real? I hope I'm not wishing nothing on anybody. All I'm gonna say is I feel like we've seen this in Hollywood so many times where I'm just like, hey, yo, the thing I kind of respect about Feige, especially in the beginning, is like, he was like, he would come, he would present the movies, he would do the whole thing, but he's not on Twitter, he's not on Threads arguing motherfuckers, he's not doing the rapper squat being like, hey yo, I'm like, all right, man, like it's cool when you up, but you got to keep the same energy. Like, if other shit don't start working out.
It's getting to start to feel like some genuine hubris, only to know that when, again, I know that we say that Supergirl's going to be great, but I'm like, the things you got coming out, you're like, you don't have the hitters coming out for a minute.
I saw how he was acting at that Peacemaker panel, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, that was the real
Nah,
tell.
he was feeling himself.
Nah, man, listen. Hey, Kevin.
That nigga like I'm the man.
Kevin.
I'm serious.
That's crazy. Listen.
But think about this, though. He was the focal point of the promo behind the movie.
He was.
He was.
He was third build for the promo of that movie, for sure.
Yeah, he was. To me, I don't know. Jomi, what you was going to say?
Kevin got to stand up. This is nasty. This is foul.
Actually, no, don't.
Nah.
But Kevin Feige has positioned himself over the last, maybe not earlier on, but over the last decade, he's positioned himself as a singular star and figure in the MCU. He is the center. I mean, they put him in the movie.
Right.
They put him in She-Hulk. They put him in the thing. He is the Steve Jobs of it. He is the, hey, guys, Apple's going to change the way you wash your balls.
The eyeball washer?
Eyeball.
Lowercase I.
Yeah! Woo! Everybody in turtlenecks. Kevin Feige did that.
Right.
He
Steve Jobsified the thing. Yeah.
He Jobsified that entire deal. So it's not something that Gunn is doing that is necessarily new. But what I never really saw Kevin Feige do, maybe I'm wrong, is kind of be a little bit of a scamp. Like
dance on the grave a little
James
bit.
Gunn is mischievous. He be trying to get his shit off.
And
that is new.
And I don't need Kevin to go on Twitter and do something like that's what I'm saying. But I don't know if you guys remember this in the 2016 finals, when the Warriors were up 3-1, Clay was talking about how LeBron was complaining. He was like, must have hurt his feelings or something, right? And they told LeBron this. LeBron was in the press conference. He said, what did Clay say? They repeated it to him, and LeBron just laughed. LeBron was like, all right. Obviously, we know how that went. I don't need Kevin to make a statement or something, but with Spider-Man coming out, got to be the hotness.
You got 24 hours to respond.
I can see the vision.
You diss me, you never hear a reply for it. I can't believe you know my feelings historically on the MCU. This is all I'll say. Hey, yo, Kevin Feige, that nigga got championships. James Gunn running around like he Pac. Shit, that shit not even gonna make a bill. If I'm Kevin Feige, I'm like, hey, yo. You was my employee. Relax.
Yeah.
It's like I made you, dog.
Relax,
you talking to me
John
like
Morant
that?
makes a couple of dunks, but he's still talking mess to LeBron.
I love you, James Gunn, but come on, bro. You got one. You got one on the board. Bro, let's not do this.
Not even a chip for you. You got a series win. Hey, we gave you that. You won a series. Congratulations.
You got to the Western Conference Finals, my nigga. Don't come on, bro.
Is James Gunn the 2023 Memphis Grizzlies? You
get
one,
be
you know what I'm saying? Now you talking, you yapping. I see it.
I agree with what you guys are saying. I disagree with the appeal to authority that all three of you guys are making.
You also hate authority, fan.
Hate it. So
yeah.
Who's appealing to authority?
So basically, you guys are saying that James Gunn should exist as the little nigga to
never said
Kevin
that.
Feige because he used to work for Kevin Feige.
No. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. What I said is he's celebrating like he made a Billy and you didn't. Relax, bro. You won the battle, but come on, bro. It's a long fucking war. Stop.
If I was James Gunn, there's a lot of shit I could say.
Armchair CEO, Van Layden, you're James Gunn right now.
If I was James Gunn, I'd be like, yeah, we didn't make a Billy. It's different times. I could say that we didn't make a Billy really because Feige took all the air out the ball, and now I got to pump that motherfucker back up. But let me tell you something else about the difference. When you talk about the difference between me and a Feige, like Rachel does. This is my favorite thing that Rachel does. When Rachel is about to give somebody the business, Rachel doesn't say, let me tell you the difference between me and Kevin Feige. Rachel goes, let me tell you the difference between me and a Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige.
So this is why if I was James Gunn, the difference between me and a Kevin Feige is that I put pen to paper.
God.
I never seen Kevin Feige write no scripts.
So
I never
the
seen him write
difference
no
between me
studio,
and Kevin
Kev.
Feige is I put pen to paper, so it comes from here, goes to there, and then goes into your motherfucking home, right? Infinity Stones, I wrote that shit. They came to me.
That's
shit that he oriented his whole shit around.
you wrote the
The lie
Infinity
detector is
Stones.
real. That was
Infinity
a lie.
Stones, I wrote that shit. They came to me. You know, they got on my Twitter, found some shit, kicked me off. Cool, whatever. I'll go do my thing over here. Guess what happened? They had to bring me back to save it once again. The dopest movie in his whole little face is some shit that I wrote. So it makes sense that when I take my shit over here, that I bring the dope shit here. I would say, yo, Fikes, straight up love you, baby. Love all the opportunity that you gave me, you know, straight up all of that shit. But, you know, I want to see you in the director's chair. I want to see you, you know, I want to see you do the whole, I want to see you
Jesus
put it
Christ.
together and box it out like Big Gun does. Boom, boom, big guns, 2 of them. Pew, pew. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you
Gunshots
do
fired.
that. And when you, and if you can't do that, I understand it because not everybody can. But get some of this super dick, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what I
that's-
would say if I'm Feige?
What?
All right, little nigga. You wasn't talking about this about Creature Commandos. Nobody came out to Suicide Squad. Motherfuckers talking real tough. You was talking about Flash is one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. Fucking like being Mr. O, Zaslav, da-da-da-da-da. Like, come on, you got one movie on the board. Barely. Relax.
I got you. So this will be my comeback. I would say, well, Creature Commandos, that don't even make any sense. I know you don't want to talk about TV. So, hold on. You acting like one of Netanyahu's cabinet members. You're not letting me talk. Like, you ever seen them when they be on Piers Morgan? All they do is you're not letting me talk. You're not letting me talk. He's like I'm just, it's rich that you would bring up TV, man. Because how many shows you gonna bury anyway? So you bring up TV. Creature Commandos is a good show. It is what it is. You know, I have.
It wasn't no X-Men 97 though.
I have done wow. Whoa. I have done Peacemaker. It's tough. It's tough. We go into the. I have, you know, I've dipped my toe in the TV. You know, I have TV bona fides going way back in the day. We could talk about some of the things I've done on TV if you want to know how to make good TV. You might want to come to me and maybe I can help you make some good TV because I've done that in the past too. It doesn't seem like you know how to do that. But even beyond that, past that, I'm really not trying to beef. I'm just saying, right now, I was able to take my vision and make it applicable over here. And I took the fucking capes and the tights and we flew to the motherfucking moon. We got some energy from the sun. We came back and we pissed it all over these theaters. Just do your thing. Don't worry about what we got going over here. I'm telling you right now that my vision, page, cast, screen is the new way. Maybe the old way could still work. I heard that y'all shooting y'all movie right now and y'all just got a script. Whoa, daddy. I heard y'all been doing it for 2 months and y'all just got a script. Oh my God, that don't seem like it's gonna work out. I heard you putting Punisher in the War Machine suit. Wow, hope they like it. But I can tell you one thing, we flew over the sky, we grabbed the dog and we took him home. He took us home. And now we gonna take all your bitches home.
And you know what? At least over here, Spidey 4 in production, because you know what? I'm the big boss. Even when I don't own the characters, I get them in line. Matt Reeves don't even respect you. Your own people don't even respect you.
Matt Reeves don't respect me?
Right.
He don't.
Matt Reeves don't respect you.
Matt Reeves
Took
don't like
him
you.
took him 9 years to get that
Here's
script.
the thing. Everybody over here, they know I'm the man. I'm the man. I'll take your movie away from you.
Yeah. So Matt Reeves don't respect me. I'll tell you something. The Matt Reeves shit, that was before me. So I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I honestly
Sounds like a lot of
Passing
excuses.
the bucket
Bosses
crazy.
don't make
Yeah.
excuses over here. Bosses
Oh,
don't make
y'all-
excuses over here. You not even. Here's the thing. You not even the boss. You
Hold on.
gotta.
So-
you gotta go to Saffron. You gotta.
Wait,
you
so-
gotta
so
coach
wait a
here.
second.
It's
So wait
only
a
me
second.
over here.
So it's only you. So you run Disney. So then why? So then if you so if that's the case, if you run Disney,
I don't
why
got a
did
boss.
Hold on, wait. You doing the
I
Israeli
don't got
thing
a.
again.
I don't got a
If,
boss.
if the thing is, you do have a boss, and his name is Bob Iger, and he came over and he told you, y'all making these shows, and these shows fucking suck. So guess what? You gonna make less of them. He told you that. He told you that you was gonna make Echo, and then you wasn't putting that shit out. He told you was gonna make Ironheart, and then you wasn't, and then you was running. He told you you do have a
He
boss.
told
Matter
you,
of fact,
hey man, we gonna move from Eyes of Wakanda by a month.
Yeah.
We're not gonna
Right.
tell nobody yet.
Yeah. By the way, I would say to you, you don't have a boss, nigga. You got the boss.
Okay, well, I hope Kevin Feige don't call James Gunn a nigga. That'd be crazy.
that would win the argument too.
man.
It's like you don't have a boss, you got the boss. You don't have the boss of Disney. You got the boss of the town. And he told you that what you tried to do, you can't do no more. So you know what you had to do? You had to do two things. One, you had to bring me back in so I could get Guardians of the Galaxy 3 done for you, right? So I could bring a little bit of that juice back to you. And then I leave and I do my own thing. I work with people. Batman, we don't know what's going on with it. We don't. But I let my filmmakers work. That's why we get the shit that we get over here at Gunland. That's why we get the shit. That's why we off to a great start. That's why we busting the Fantastic Four ass right now. Let's talk about the now. Let's talk about what just happened. You got Pedro Pascal, Evan Mark Baccarat, Vanessa Kirby. You went and you tried to put together a Fantastic Four. I beat these niggas with some no-name niggas. David Corn.
Respect right there.
Come back to me.
Nathan Fillion.
We got Avengers Doomsday. Come back to me next year. You talking wild. Ain't even made a Billy. When you make a Billy at the fucking box office, you come back to me.
Meanwhile, James Cameron's just sitting in his throne like.
And look,
His
James
Avatar
Cameron's somewhere
guys.
going. Like, this is what James Cameron's somewhere going, I can't wait to bust these niggas.
Like, don't worry, I'll wait.
James Cameron is somewhere going, these blue, I got, you don't even know what I got, man.
I got the blue people behind me.
I got blue people in this bitch,
I got
nigga.
the
I got
Smurf army
dragons
back
in
here.
this bitch. Like, every single fucking time, they think they're not coming out to see these movies, and these blue people suck them.
Oh, they
right
coming to
into
go
the
see
theater.
Avatar 3, bro.
Fire that.
Y'all going to see it. Y'all going to see it.
Not only that, honestly,
You will see it.
Not to undermine my own point, but yo, that Doom 3 is gonna be a problem. Doomsday not dropping the same day. That Doom 3 is gonna be a problem.
There's no
bro.
way.
It's insane.
Doom 3 that shit gonna clean up at the Oscars, bro. I could just tell.
Marvel can't embarrass
and here's
himself.
the thing, like I'm cool with Doomsday going back to May or wherever. That's like fine. We take those because what's not gonna happen is Dune and Doomsday come out on the same day. Which IMAX screen you gonna watch?
Yeah,
Come on,
they're
bro.
not sharing that IMAX space.
That can't work. That just
No.
fundamentally can't work. So
Now, that was a little fun back and forth, but I will say this. Fantastic Four is fine.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's fine. It's fine. What we have all liked for Fantastic Four to be a little more robust with its second week box office. Yes. Is this a troubling sign? Yes. Are we out of the golden age of the superhero movie? Guys, I'm sorry. Yes. We're out of the golden age of the superhero movie. And Star Wars movies are actually in the dirt. So
Yeah.
it's not, we're not where we were in 19.
We have Andor. It's not.
Nah,
There's some
I
gold
said
in that
movies.
dirt.
I said
it's
movies.
movies.
Okay, movies.
I said movies. Andor is great. And by the way, I think the next Star Wars movies are going to be fantastic.
Oh, the Starfighter joint with Matt Smith.
I think that's going to be great. And I also
Mm-hmm.
think the new Star Wars movies that are being written right now, I think they're going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I have all the faith in the world that there'll be some of the greatest Star Wars stuff that's ever come out.
You talking
I
about
think it'll be great. I think we're going to get, I think the new Star Wars movies that are coming out, there's a new trilogy that's dropping. I think we're going to get 3 Empire Strikes Backs.
Okay. Do you know who's penning those?
Yeah, who's penning those scripts, man?
A genius. So I think we got to hold on. But
Sure.
Yeah.
to the point, it was a little troubling with Fantastic Four. And also with James Gunn, the DC, I'll be serious. The DC Marvel rivalry, it's not supposed to be a direct rivalry.
No, of course not.
Okay. It's supposed to be for the fans. All right. So if James Gunn is finding himself being petty, in all seriousness, if he's finding himself being petty, I like the pettiness, but it will turn off some fans. It will turn off some people. Like, I do think it's interesting. And it does tell, to your point, Charles, it does tell me that despite the fact that he came back on to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3, there were probably some leftover bad feelings about the way that he was forced out of Marvel. Really from some wild ass tweets. I was expecting you to bring them up because that would have been the first thing I brought up.
Just don't even say nothing. Just push the paper.
No, but
over.
also to shoot James Gunn some bail. Lastly, I do think that like he is not wrong. I do think as a director, he probably felt how hard the Marvel system is to really flex your wings in terms of just like what characters, like he didn't want to put Thor in his Guardians of the Galaxy 3. There was probably a lot of moments where he's just like, yo, can you let me be a director? And I think it is good that James Gunn is like, all right, I'm trying to build a studio where we let people cook. And it's not about doing X, Y, and Z. So I get it. I'm like, hey, yo, but this is some first film shit. If James Gunn is doing this on his next film, I'm gonna be like, all right, we gotta move on. Like, stop talking about the X. Like, we just gotta move on.
I know that it's more of like, it's like we're arguing about like Sony versus Xbox or whatever. Like ultimately there's people that are just trying to sell us stuff and that we enjoy. But it's the idea that when you can be proud of the accomplishments that you made, James Gunn, obviously. But when it comes from clearly a personal place like this, it starts to feel like you're just doing it for you. And the great idea that you have behind this is that you're taking your time. You actually want to be very deliberate in these decisions. That isn't the MCU ethos, at least at this point.
I mean, I think really like, and we're joking around a fun time, whatever, but ultimately I think the DC versus Marvel conversation is kind of silly. Because at least for us, people, like, we love this stuff. Fans. We just want good movies. Yeah. Regardless of where they come from. DC, Marvel, whatever. And so if we're doing this thing where like, oh, we're beefing, it's Marvel or DC's up right now. Again, we talked about this earlier. Next year, Spider-Man Doomsday coming out versus Supergirl and Clayface is going to switch immediately on a dime. Like, there's no real time to us to be like doing agenda type stuff. It's really just, can these studios produce good movies and let's enjoy them when they do. Like, it's really don't have to be that deep.
And also, you know, can they be nimble? If we're talking about a changing in the landscape of superhero movies, do superhero movies, I don't know what's wrong, I can't talk today. Do superhero movies have to change or do they have to die? Right? Everything has changed. The Bond movie has changed. Anything that has existed in cinema for a long time. I'll give you guys a quick example of something. When I was growing up in the 80s, the action stars were gigantic, huge, big, bruising guys. It was Stallone. It was Schwarzenegger. It was Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like Schwarzenegger, some of the stuff that Schwarzenegger did in Commando was crazy. He jumped out of a moving plane into the swamp. He did like he was picking people up, breaking them apart. They were superheroes, right? Those were the superhero movies. Then the action star changed. Those guys got a little long in the tooth. Yeah. And it's not that the action movie died, it changed. The action star became with Die Hard, which came out a little bit later, then with what's
Keanu in the Matrix.
John Wick.
The Matrix, all of this stuff. The action star changed. Matt Damon in Born Identity. Yeah. Ethan Hunt, Mission Impossible. It changed. The movies didn't go away. They adapted. They were nimble. And they were different. And can superhero movies be different? I mean, we've seen kind of that they can be, right? No one would compare this Superman movie to The Dark Knight or to Batman Begins. So can they change again? Can they get a little bit more edgy with the X-Men? It seems like they're about to do some young adult YA bullshit with the X-Men. I'll see how it works. Maybe it works.
All right.
I'll just say that I am worried about that. And if I'm going off just Fantastic Four, my biggest wish for Marvel is I'm like, X-Men really is the thing that you need to get right and the thing that I think can like catapult you into a new era. But to Van's point, if we doing some YA high school nonsense,
so none of that young ass Stranger Things shit. Leonardo DiCaprio as Cyclops.
Hold on.
Go with the big hitters. None of that. I know he's too old, but none of that dumbass, old, dumb, fucking why they gonna fuck. They gonna
hold on. So
X-Men and Mutant High.
It's two things. One, you can't go over the second apron, right? You start paying all these people, maybe obviously not DiCaprio, but you start getting all these high-level actors. The budget keeps going
too
up.
much money.
Yeah.
Right.
Which Marvel always does that, yeah.
Right. But like for X-Men, especially in this new era of superhero movies, you can't spend $300 million on an X-Men movie and only make back $480.
Whoa, you can spend $300 million on an X-Men movie. Come on.
They shouldn't, though.
You shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
They're
Right?
not in a position to do that anymore.
Should they spend $250?
If we were in a post-Endgame MCU, yes.
This
but
the
not now.
X-Men, y'all.
$250? I don't know, man.
X-Men.
And two, and more importantly, and I think this is the same thing they did with Spider-Man, where you take it all the way back, right? Because he was in high school for in the first movie for a little bit, and then for Andrew Garfield, he was in high school in the first movie. Like you take it, we haven't seen these guys be children.
Well, but there's a difference. You could do Dawson's Creek, and you could do Stranger Things. Don't be doing that Stranger Things shit, bro.
Jomi,
I'm just saying
they don't need to be that young, bro. I
maybe
think it's
not.
a bad idea.
Maybe I think, but it's a combination of two things: combination of cost, combination of these people we have not seen on the big movie screen. These guys actually be like teenagers.
If we get the plucky X-Men, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah. They tried
New
it.
Mutants
And
tried it.
They tried it.
Well,
and
all right.
people weren't fucking with that. They tried it. They
New
did.
Mutant, bro. That doesn't count, man.
No, I'm not talking about.
Nah, they did.
I'm talking
What was
about
the one they had Jubilee up in that shit? The Apocalypse one?
Oh yeah, X-Men.
I'm
Apocalypse.
talking about they tried it in terms of these are your new young X-Men. I'm not against these characters being a little bit younger and being at the beginning of their story. What I'm saying is that it's a very serious world, man. Like it's a serious world with mind-bending, reality-altering powers and people dealing with, I get it. I don't know. When I hear shit like that, it makes me fucking afraid.
Keep it open mind. Keep it open mind. Maybe there's I mean,
Frost. Just get the regular people.
You don't.
And Wolverine, because I'm very afraid Wolverine is not going to be in this movie, and I'm like, do not get cute.
He won't be in the first one.
Like Wolverine, put Wolverine in this bitch. Like, come on.
Okay, but then you'd have to cast somebody who's not Hugh Jackman, and that's gonna
be very hard.
That's gonna be hard.
I don't think he'll be in the first one, but I don't think he'll be in the first one.
Wolverine's not going to be in the first movie,
brother.
I don't think he'll be in the first
scene,
one.
Man. As soon as the credits shows up, you're gonna see some guy come out of the snow, whatever, and his arm, his hand gonna be out there, and the snick, and we finna go crazy. We finna be in theater like,
I don't think he'll be in the first one.
I'm telling you,
that did bother me when I saw that.
So then maybe we're just like really going for it. But like if you had to pick 5 to start with, your first 5 X-Men.
This is good. My first 5 X-Men. And I would have to cast these people?
You don't have to cast them. Just like who's got to be there. Because what you don't want like a
Scott,
like,
Jean.
Yeah.
Scott, Jean, Storm. Storm has to be in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going first class like Angel Iceman?
I like Iceman so much.
Yeah, he's great.
I think he's a really underutilized character. Not really, I mean, but he's so powerful, so awesome. But I would say if it was going to be me and I was going to do the first, I would do Storm, Jean, Cyclops. The movie has to have Jean and Cyclops.
Right.
It has to. They have to be in it. Charles, who would be the other 2 for you if you were going to do 5?
If I was going to do 5, I would just go for the all-new different X-Men lineup, which was Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and then you could pick any 3 in terms of just like Thunderbird, Banshee, Sunspot. But I do think that like the Cyclops...
Sunspot would be cool.
Sunspot would be great.
I think your locks are Jean Grey, Cyclops,
no Jean Grey.
You gotta have Jean Grey.
I think the other movies, I think you bring in Jean later.
Right.
I think for the first movie, you gotta get away from the Jean.
Rogue and Gambit too ambitious for this?
The Gambit would be fantastic. But
no,
let me tell you something.
Keep Gambit out until the second movie.
Look,
I think you gotta go with the heavy hitters.
No, we need Wolverine, but no Jean.
Rogue and Gambit are heavy hitters.
No, Jean can come later, but like no Jean.
Can I tell you something?
Jean.
Jean Grey is the single most important character in the history of that.
What?
Yeah, she is.
All right, all right.
She's not the most popular. Wolverine is the most popular X-Man ever. But Jean Grey is the single most important character in the history of the X-Men. Jean Grey's journey and her character, more than anything, encapsulates the mutant problem.
I would say I get where you're coming from. The movies have done Jean Grey to such an extent. I think it is. Jean Grey to me is at the level of the watching Batman's parents die or Superman's planet blow up, where it's like, we get it. There's a love triangle. I'm like, you cannot do it in the first movie. It's just like too fucking much.
We can't do it.
Maybe you don't do the love triangle, but the question is, do you do Jean? And doing the X-Men without Jean, to me, is kind of like doing Gotham without Batman.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I actually like
I would
that.
agree. Jean is crazy
Jean
important.
wasn't it. The entire time I was growing up, it was Emma. Jean was nowhere to be found, and those comics were good.
You put Emma in there?
I'm not putting Emma in there. I'm saying I'm like, honestly, if I'm being real, Storm to me is more important than Jean. Like, getting Storm right is actually, I think, way more important in this reboot than Jean.
Storm is better than Jean.
I think he's more important to getting this iteration.
This iteration
of the
I
X-Men,
think
right?
to the history,
Sure.
Jean Grey is more important. This iteration, I would rather
But
focus on
the back and forth between Jean and Storm actually is amazing, and I would hate to not have that.
You got to have that. I feel like
There's
you have
no
to have
X-Men
that.
without Jean Grey.
This is not true at all.
Yeah,
She was not in the comics for years, and they were so popular. It's fine.
But that's like you're kind of mixing up what I'm saying. Like, we're talking about formative fundamental shit, right? Like,
We're starting from scratch. The beginning.
right.
Yeah.
So we're talking about formative fundamental stuff. You could get the X-Men to the point where Jean Grey doesn't have to be in every book, for sure. But to me, Jean is like, a lot of people listen to this and they're going, well, obviously there's one person more important than Jean, and it's Xavier, right? So you would never do the X-Men without Xavier. You have to have Xavier, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, she is as important to be in the fucking thing as Xavier is.
Right.
But
Xavier's whole deal is dealing with this person who is coming into her own, who is super fucking powerful. He is dampening her. He's ickily, secretly in love with her, which is weird. Like
hopefully he
the
don't bring that
whole,
back.
like the whole deal. I think, just my opinion, if it was one person, to me, it could be Jean, fucking Forge.
All right.
Hey, I fuck with Forge. I like Forge.
Cyclops to me is more important to get right than Jean, and I'll also say this.
You're right.
What?
More important to get right. Yes. Nerdy, but to be in the movie is what I'm
But
saying.
here's the thing. If we're talking about the audience, if I'm the audience, I'm like, all right, so not only did I see Jean in the whack Last Stand movie, but she was whack when they recasted her homie from Game of Thrones.
Right.
It's just like, we get it. I'm not saying Jean needs to be in the MCU. I agree. I just think in terms of
Jean
just
Grey.
like,
You have no choice but to agree. Hold on. This is not a thing that you could agree with or not agree with.
In the
Jean
first
Grey
movie, though?
must be,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like there's no agree or disagree.
Yeah.
It is Jean Grey. It is, it's Jean Grey.
It's fundamental. I think,
Yeah.
we've done it so many times.
But we don't have to do it.
That's
We don't
I
have to be
understand
like,
what's happening
she's the Phoenix. We don't have to do that off the rip.
No.
She could just be Jean.
Whoa, we didn't have to see Uncle Ben die when they brought Spider-Man over to the MCU because we got it.
But that,
Yeah, but you can
are
do so many things
are you
with Jean is what
comparing
I'm saying.
Uncle Ben, are you comparing Uncle Ben
to the
to
Phoenix
Jean
saga?
Grey in the Spider-Man world? In this
No,
world,
no, no. What I'm saying is,
Jean Grey is Spider-Man.
what I'm saying
Not
is,
Uncle-
Jean Grey, when she is in these movies, what tends to happen is because the Dark Phoenix saga looms so large over the X-Men, the minute you put her in that first movie, it's like the pull of the Phoenix is like a gravitational pull. And I'm just telling y'all, the audience has told y'all twice we don't want this shit.
But you don't have to do
You
the
don't have
Phoenix
to do
saga
it.
with Jean Grey.
If
You don't
Jean
even have
Grey
to
up in that
fucking
shit, you know she's
mention
gonna be
that.
Phoenix at some point.
Okay, so
I
This is
take
interesting.
Gotham
Like, you
Queen
know
first.
she's gonna be
This is-
Phoenix at some point.
this is interesting. So this is my, because I take that point. They do always get seduced by the Phoenix.
Yeah, no, they,
Like,
yeah,
we
they
don't,
do.
Jean Grey doesn't get seduced by the Phoenix. The fucking
The X-Men
filmmakers
does.
get seduced by the Phoenix. Okay, they don't. The Phoenix is so hard to explain to people. Shout out to Rob from over at Comics Explained. There was really this fun thing that happened on Twitter where he was trying to convince people that the Phoenix Force was stronger than Franklin Richards, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Cooked them.
Well, wait a second though. At first, when you say that,
Yeah.
I was like, well, Franklin Richards is essentially a god, but
But so's Phoenix Force a bit.
then he starts getting into it, And when he starts talking about, this is all stuff that I've read. Not all of it I've read. He's read so many more comics than me. But when he starts getting into it, you start going, well, he's probably right in terms of what Franklin has done and can do and what the Phoenix actually is. That is the problem with the Phoenix Force. The problem with the Phoenix Force is it's very difficult to articulate what the Phoenix Force is, how it affects Jean. You need a lot of books, a lot of time, and a lot of pages. So I would agree with you that for the first 10 years,
don't do that.
They should not do it. Or the 5 years or whatever it is, they should not do it. However, you got to have Jean Grey.
I'm just saying, bring her in second movie, third movie. You could say she was on vacation.
Yeah, but you're saying that as if like we need to do the Phoenix the second Jean Grey gets on the screen.
What I'm saying is, when Jean is in it, it's just like writers and directors can't help themselves. The Phoenix is something where they're just like, but I can do it right this time. And I'm like,
First Class is a great movie. First Class is a great movie. It did not have Jean Grey, right?
Correct.
But it didn't have really any fundamental X-Men.
Well,
I mean,
Magneto,
Professor X,
Professor X,
Beast.
Well, it had them, but I'm talking about of the kids.
Nah.
No, yeah,
like,
Sure.
Like,
of the new class or whatever.
Of the kids, it didn't really, and that was the point of the movie.
Right.
I'm saying if we go, and the movie was actually, it was after the X-Men structure had been set up. I'm saying that if we are going to do the X-Men like right now, then we have to have like Jean. I just think Jean is the X-Men.
I think you do Jean, Cyclops, Storm, Nightcrawler, and Colossus. You call it a day.
That's pretty good.
Nice little, we know these people, we're comfortable, we can make it, let's get it. Professor X.
Charles, who would your starting five be?
I told you I'd do the Krakoa when Claremont first started over, when the original five were off the board, or the original four, you go Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and honestly, throw Banshee, Thunderbird, and Sunspot in it. I think that's a very good team. You could be like, oh, the original four are on Krakoa. You need to save them. And then you're like, oh, Jean is in this world. But when they get reunited, you're like, oh, you're going to see a little bit of Jean in the second movie. And then I'm like, okay, we don't have to start with the original five. We can start with the heavy hitters that everyone loves. And we could do a prequel. We can fill in the shit. But like, don't start at the beginning. The X-Men should be popping. Like, just don't get cute. If you start with the original five, I think they are going to have the same problem that they had with Fantastic Four, where motherfuckers is like, to Jomi's point, motherfuckers want to see Spider-Man palling around with Human Torch, you know?
Well, I think that's a very interesting idea, and I think that it is daring and probably would be really good. I do think that, to put this a bow in it for at least me, that this X-Men movie does have, what we're talking about right now is that this X-Men movie does have an interesting role to play, or an interesting needle to thread, which is that, are you establishing the X-Men here? Or are you assuming that film audiences know the X-Men as well as they know Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman, which they don't. They haven't seen. They've seen Batman's parents die a bunch of times. They've seen Spider-Man's parents die, Uncle Ben die a couple of different times. They've seen Krypton blow up. They know this other stuff. The X-Men are a huge, 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 huge deal, a gigantic deal. But Marvel is looking at the X-Men, in my opinion, as clay. As like, they're going to form them. This is going to be the definitive portrayal of the X-Men to them. And so they're going to want the grounding parts of the lore to be there. They're like, they don't, I don't think that the X-Men are, in terms of, and maybe I'm wrong about this. This is actually an interesting conversation for us to have. I wish we could do an interview on this. I don't know if the X-Men are on the same level of comic understanding as some of the other characters that we just talked about.
Can I ask you this, though? Because this is what we were talking about with Fantastic Four. I think we're so smart as an audience now. The reason why people are like, Pedro didn't work as Mr. Fantastic is because we have runs that were done by people like Mark Millar or Hickman, where we're just like, oh, this is a very like interesting, almost evil megalomaniac if he goes too far. And I think with the X-Men, we really never got an X-Men movie that showed Cyclops, Wolverine, Colossus, and Nightcrawler being a team. They were on the screen together, but they never really felt like a team. And after Fantastic Four, I'm like, I don't know if the audience has the patience to sit through you are getting some of the more classic, but I would say sometimes boring. Like, do they want to see Hank out of his beast form? Do they want to see Angel when he's not Archangel? Do they want to see these high school kids, the first five? I would have said to you a couple years ago, yeah, you can do it, slow roll that. After the performance of the Fantastic Four, I'm like, I don't know if the audience is patient enough to wait. I think they want Wolverine and Cyclops and all these motherfuckers together immediately.
They might want Wolverine. They might want Wolverine. I don't think they give a fuck about Cyclops. Like, I think
they should.
I feel like after X-Men 97, like,
I think they want Cyclops.
Because I didn't read the comics as a kid. I was not locked in on X-Men comics. So my only exposure to Cyclops was through the movies. I was like, this guy sucks. This guy's a loser. He's square, whatever. I'm watching X-Men 97. I'm like, hold on.
He's the man.
He the man.
He's awesome.
He the man.
By the way, I don't know that they care about Jean. Not really. But I think that from a storytelling perspective and from a lore perspective, you kind of gotta have her when you're doing the X-Men.
I mean, can I ask you this? I think you could, instead of Jean for that first movie, to me, you could throw Kitty Pryde in there. You could put Rogue in there.
Okay, if you're gonna put Kitty Pryde in there, does she say the N-word?
Ooh, yeah. Kitty was saying the N-word. Yeah, let her rip. Let her rip. Yeah,
why not?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, a lot of these characters are cool, and a lot of these characters are fan favorites. But
I take Rogue. I take Rogue over Jean.
I know, but what I'm just saying is,
you take everybody over Jean at this point.
I'll give you an example. If you do Spider-Man, you might not be able to have Uncle Ben, but you're gonna have Aunt May.
Yeah,
she got to be in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Well,
she got to be in the movie.
Not the next one, but
not the next one.
Not the next one. Yeah.
Not because we already seen her get blipped out of existence on some little Spidey couldn't handle. He couldn't save the day. Right. Like little Spidey got fucked over. All right, them Sony villains came to that bitch and put some on that ass.
I was just gonna say, Kevin Feige
got it.
Them Sony villains came into that bitch and he couldn't fucking deal with it. That's what happened. He got fucking called up to the majors. This girl go to my school. The villain of the first movie was somebody.
He was an electrician.
Somebody that went to his school.
He had been Spider-Man for like under a year, bro. He was 15 years old.
I know. Great scene. It's the father of somebody that went to his school.
You know
what? I guess Green Goblin is the father.
Yeah,
he is.
Walked your way into that one. Hating.
I'm something of a father that went to your school myself.
Steve, you got to answer.
Yeah, I guess Green Goblin is the father. This school is full of miscreants.
Yeah,
I guess it's the father of somebody that went to school.
Steve, what's your five?
Iceman, Cyclops, Storm, and I guess Jean. Yeah,
Jean.
Born ass team.
So who you taking over? Would you take Dazzler over Jean?
Dazzler?
Yeah.
Fuck Dazzler. Right? Dazzler's one of the worst X-Men.
You taking Psylocke over Jean?
Dazzler is fun. You don't love the X-Men, nigga.
You take Psylocke over Jean?
In the first, we're just talking about first movie. Everybody clear, we're talking about the first movie.
First movie, yeah.
Get Psylocke out of here. There's no way to explain Psylocke.
There's
no way to get through the whole weird Asian fetish shit. There's just no way. Unless you make her British like she originally was.
You taking Magic over Jean?
Interesting character.
Magic is tough. Magic is tough.
Interesting character. I'm just saying, there are. If you guys want to tell me right now, if you guys want to say that if we want to do this really,
wait, really quick. Let's rank the female X-Men characters.
Whoa.
Just in terms of which ones are the coolest. I think Storm and Rogue are way fundamentally cooler than Jean. I put Mystique above Jean.
Cooler or more important? Because you're trying to do cool.
At this point, Jean Grey has ruined more X-Men comic books, and this is not the character, this is the writers, then she's actually helped.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Every single time.
It's so odd. I think that, particularly when Claremont kind of takes over, I think that he gives Jean Grey dimensions and just weight in the world that grounds the entire X-Men.
But here's the thing. We're talking about Claremont. My problem is, after that, every single story, like, damn near every 3 to 5 years in X-Men comic lore, we get someone trying to recreate the feeling of the Dark Phoenix saga, and every single time they fail. Even Claremont has been like, one of the worst decisions that was ever made in Marvel history was reviving Jean Grey. Because, like, I agree with you. Dark Phoenix saga is so great because it is like, when you read it, you're like, I cannot believe they killed this foundational character. It is like Gwen Stacy. And every single time you try to redo it, you just chip away at the core of that character, in my opinion.
Could be, but I mean...
Can you name me a good Jean Grey story after Dark Phoenix saga?
I mean, I enjoy, as a character, I enjoy most times that Jean is in the middle of the action. Because I think that she brings a couple of things. One, I think she is one of the characters in the X-Mansion that everybody cares so much about. And the X-Men as an experiment or as a comic book is about interpersonal relationships, even more than it is about fighting evil. Mm-hmm. It's kind of about why they're fighting. Because they could have made the decision, it's about differing philosophies and them running up against each other. But these people are in love and they grew up together and they went to school together. And they know each other's vulnerabilities. They know the pain and the trauma that each other have been through. And their pain and their trauma makes them stronger. She is one of the strongest and also one of the most vulnerable characters as in the house. She is to me, quintessential X-Men. Somebody that is trying to fight something inside of her that's like constantly pulling at her and taking her over. Someone that is trying to love, someone that is trying to protect herself, someone that's like out of time and like always in trouble, but also super duper powerful, which is what mutant kind really is. So to me, every story that she has been in, when the X-Men have split up and Magneto is taking over their brains and they're going, and it's Scott versus Jean, and she's trying not to fuck him up. And she's like, I can predict where he's going to blast right before he blasts there. She's thinking about the fact that it's Cyclops and how much she cares about him and all of that stuff. She's landing the plane. Like, she's a fundamental part of the team. There's so many moments that I remember. And she's beautiful. Everybody wants her. And so because of that, everyone's a little off kilter around her. Like, I think she's legitimately the most important X-Men. So you're not going to... But are their characters cooler? Nigga, I think Richter is cooler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think are their characters cooler? I could go through all X-Men. You know who my favorite X-Man of all time is?
Who is it?
My favorite character? Longshot.
Really?
All right.
I thought he like
Longshot is fun.
I thought you was about to say Maggot, and I'm like, turn off the mic. Turn off the mic. No. Here's the thing. I don't want the audience to think I hate Jean Grey. I don't. I just think that, like, Chris Claremont knew how to write her. And I just think that, like, she never gets to grow up. She's like the Gwen Stacy of comic books, where I'm like, she should have stayed dead, because it's just like she's a symbol now. Where it's like Kitty Pryde, there is tension with that character. She was the little kid X-Men who got to grow up. Storm gets to be the goddess. She gets to be the leader. Rogue has the untouchable shit. Jean, it's like they don't know whether they want Jean to be Marvel Girl, whether they want her to be Dark Phoenix, whether they want her to be... Like, she's just a symbol for a bunch of shit instead of, like, an interesting character. Outside of Dark Phoenix.
All of those different... But you just described why she's so interesting.
They can never pick who they want her to be.
The schizophrenic nature of her history is a part of the journey of the X-Men. The X-Men don't really know who they want to be. Are the X-Men, are they protectors of mutants? Are they protectors of humans? Are they protectors of the Human Mutant Alliance? Are they interested in self-preservation? Are they interested in taking down mutant terrorists? Like, the X-Men, to me, are the most ambiguous group of heroes ever, which is why the comic is consistently interesting.
So if Jean Grey is this exciting, why hasn't she worked?
I did not say she was this exciting.
Well, if she's that interesting, why hasn't she worked in any of these movies?
She has worked. Famke Janssen's Jean Grey worked.
Last Stand?
Last Stand is not a good movie. Nobody worked in Last Stand.
Dark Phoenix?
Like it's like Famke Janssen's Jean Grey definitely worked in the movies. If you don't think y'all always talking about how good the first X-Men movie
she wasn't bad in those at all, but I wouldn't say she's like, it's not even in the top 50. Like, it's just like, she's there. She's doing an okay job. I wouldn't say it's like, it's okay.
She does work.
Part
she
of
works in the movie.
I mean, we talked about this. Part of the thing is give Charles some credit. They see Jean Grey on there and they're like, boom, Phoenix Saga. We're doing that. We're doing that.
Right.
You need some time. Like, that's not going, 3 movies not going to cut it. Couple movies not gonna
MCU
cut
should
it.
not do the Dark Phoenix Saga. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine. I
Do
agree.
not do the Dark Phoenix.
That's
Sure.
fine. Nobody's saying that
Happy
they
for that.
should. But Jean Grey should still be
doing
there.
Yeah.
We don't have to do the
Yeah,
Dark
in the
Phoenix
second movie.
Saga.
That's all I'm saying. In the second movie.
My God.
They're gonna do it. She to me, they're gonna do it, and they just have to give enough runway. And if you're gonna do it, commit to it.
Yes.
And what I say by commit to it is the Dark Phoenix Saga should be just that, a saga. 5 movies.
They're going to go to the Shi'ar Empire?
5 movies?
It should be, when I say a saga, I mean the coming of the Dark Phoenix.
Whoa.
The coming of the Dark Phoenix
Crazy.
should happen after they've built up 4 or 5 different movies where the Dark Phoenix
it's an Infinity
either
War
in
level
the background or whatever. It shouldn't be just, oh, Jean's starting to feel a little weird. I will consume universe. No, you can't do it like that. But it's a really classic and important run of comic books.
They did it twice already. Like, wrap it up.
3rd time's a charm, baby.
Yeah, that's always the best one.
Yeah, that's what they said about Fantastic Four. We know what happened with that second week numbers. Like, come on.
Well, look, but that's even different. Fantastic Four gave the fans something that they had always wanted, which was Galactus stomping around. So you never know. All I'm saying is, look, there are certain books and certain people and certain things that they're important. Alfred is important to Batman.
Got to be there.
Guy like Alfred is important to Batman. He's like Alfred. It's a part of the thing. It's a part of the thing.
Well, can I?
Like,
the last thing I'll say is, can I pitch you on this? Dark Knight is a good example.
Lane is important to Superman. It's a part of the thing.
Dark Knight is a good. This is all I'm saying though is, I think the brilliance of the Dark Knight is that Nolan wasn't like, you know what, Batman Begins, we bring in Joker. Joker's looming. So when the second movie hits, I think Jean Grey could be like a Joker figure in the X-Men where you're like, oh shit, like she coming, Dark Phoenix is coming, but
I think it's different. I think it's different. Again, you need it's Alfred and Batman. Like, you don't do that without the other. Joker's different. You can have Ra's al Ghul, you can have Scarecrow, right? Your comp is more like Magneto. You bring Magneto in the second movie.
You don't need Magneto in the movie.
Man,
like you could do a movie without Magneto.
I know, like, who would you put though if you can't put Magneto?
Because they're gonna put Sinister. They doing Sinister. I can guarantee they doing the first original
Sinister will be great.
Sinister. I mean, they can make that happen. John Hamm,
especially if these
John Hamm is Sinister.
I don't know. That's
all right.
That's what people be saying.
Wait, actually, you know who would be a really good Sinister? Jeremy Strong.
Not bad. He'd have to get big though.
The X-Men Rogues Gallery, really, if you didn't want to do Magneto, if you wanted to start the first movie with Magneto locked up or some shit like that, if you didn't want to do Magneto, it's a bunch of X-Men villains you can do.
There's a lot.
Wait, there's a bunch. But in terms of rebooting, I agree with y'all. If I'm being super serious, don't do Magneto in the first movie. Mr. Sinister, I think is tough. That's a confusing character.
I agree. I mean, it's a lot to
sell. So who would it be if it wasn't Magneto?
Okay, so this is. I'm looking at the list. It's not like Superman where shout out to the homie. He came at us again about it. It's not that level. But like Apocalypse, you can't do the first.
You can't do that. It's either like they're too big or they might be too small. Like the middle size.
Emma Frost, Nimrod,
crazy.
the Sentinels.
Because you know what the crazy thing about that, Steve, is? Most people are the middle size.
Right.
It's like too big, painful, too small, you don't feel it.
That's why
right.
Oh.
Most people, that's the majority of the people, and most people are just fine with that, by the way. Go ahead.
So you're saying Nimrod is average size?
Nimrod, you're not gonna put. But you know what? You're not gonna put Nimrod in the movie. You're not gonna put Nimrod in the movie. But if all of these villains could be made to work, especially
It could
villains
work.
that are not as important. Jomi, run the villains down. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's cool. I mean, I'm just Apocalypse, Mr. Sinister, Juggernaut, Magneto, Mystique, Omega Red, Blob, Bastion, Sabretooth, Emma Frost, Nimrod, Pyro, Onslaught, Mojo, Sentinels, Sebastian
Some of these
Shaw,
niggas are jobbers.
Shadow
though.
King,
Yeah.
Toad.
Let me tell you something right now.
Get
All
Toad
right,
out
y'all
of
need to
here.
do
The
Sinister.
Shadow
I changed
King-
my mind. You don't need to do Sinister.
Yeah.
You got to do Sinister.
Yeah.
You
The
just,
Shadow King would be great.
Who?
The Shadow King would be
All
great.
right,
From
man.
Legion?
The Shadow King?
Oh man, bro, y'all.
Van is thinking.
The Shadow King would be fucking
I take
great. That's
Nimrod
a
over Shadow King.
well-written-
Y'all don't want to see Celine?
Fuck Celine.
I can see Celine.
Fuck Celine.
Hold on. The Shadow King is such a interesting. Think X-Men First Class. The villain was. I'm not hating on him because I like this guy. It was Sebastian.
Just-
Like it
yeah.
was
Yeah.
like a good villain. Like the Shadow King would be fucking terrifying for
Yeah.
an X-Men movie.
Honestly,
It would be
you know
really
what?
cool.
They're not going to do this, but if it's going to be the original 5, it'd be so dope if they had to go against Weapon X Wolverine. Can you imagine Wolverine?
Be fun.
fucking-
Wolverine being the villain?
Omega
At
Red.
least
Wolverine,
the
like-
muscle?
Yeah,
on.
like with his Weapon X, like
Man.
fucking visor shit and all that. Like they like, who
I
is
do
this
love a good
monster,
Weapon X.
bro?
Make Stryker like the actual villain and make him like the secondary villain. I see it.
Wolverine would be fucking them motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
Them little yeah, it'd be good.
Wolvie. All right, we got to go. But look, I can't believe that this Jean Grey slander happened on Charles's part.
They gonna kill me. They gonna be like, Jean
No,
Grey's
not.
awesome, Charles.
I think a lot of people gonna agree because a lot of people, Kalika don't like her.
Kalika don't like
Kalika
Jean
don't
Grey.
like Jean Grey?
Nah,
What did she say
So-
when she saw X-Men 97?
she's like she liked it. She liked X-Men 97. She's like she always in the middle of some shit.
Yeah.
Like when she's just gonna chill.
She a pick
Yeah.
chiefly, being honest.
What?
Okay, all right. We don't.
Brother.
What?
What?
So, I mean,
White
because
woman?
here's the thing. Cyclops, he a hoe. We gonna
Yeah,
talk
Cyclops
about
Wait,
is
Cyclops?
Bro, come on, man. Emma Frost.
See, Charles and Cyclops is a different Cyclops.
Yes.
Charles and Cyclops is Krakoa, mean, fucking dome head.
I'm talking Bendis revolutionary.
Yeah,
Talking about Captain America. Who
I'm
the fuck
talking
you
about
talking to?
You
Like-
talking about Malcolm Cyclops.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Malcolm
like that's
That's the
Like,
Cyclops
he's
I
Charles
need.
and Cyclops.
Wait, can you imagine if honestly, if y'all do the original 5, but Cyclops is like the white boy who's
like militant?
like super militant.
Yeah.
He like fuck these
Real
humans.
conscious.
Like, yeah, I'd
By the
vibe
way,
with that.
I would argue that for a lot of people now, because that run and that iteration of the character
Yeah.
was such it was such a shakeup.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that probably is their Cyclops. It's not mine. Mine is still he's the Leonardo of the X-Men. Like he's like
White
I
bread.
know. Let's not do that
leader.
to Leonardo. Let's not do that to Leonardo. He's my favorite.
Leonardo
Leonardo's
changed as
great.
well.
He's my favorite too.
Leonardo's
Leonardo
your
was great.
favorite turtle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they, boring.
Y'all, you ain't
No,
really been in the
yeah.
trenches with Leonardo.
Last
Leonardo,
Ronin
like,
era.
Buster
shit.
Ronin.
come on, man.
Once again though, the last
Wait,
Ronin
who's your
stuff,
favorite?
Raphael. Like
Yeah.
Nasty.
All right, see, that's
That's
such a
easy.
basic
That's
choice,
easy.
bro. That's easy.
That's easy.
whatever. But
It's
like
Leonardo,
You got
Donatello.
Donnie. You got Donnie.
Donnie's not my favorite.
Raph,
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
is Mike.
Last.
He is fucking Jomi is Mike.
I love Michael.
But like
He's
it's
a party
like,
dude.
but Leonardo, but the last Ronin stuff of Leonardo, that's akin to the
Wait, I thought it was Mikey in Last Ronin.
Mikey
thought it
wasn't
was
Last
Leonardo.
Ronin, but his arc in Last Ronin I really like.
Yeah, I do
Leo's
too.
arc in Last Ronin.
oh wait, last Ronin. Who is the last Ronin? Is not
I remember Michelangelo being the only turtle who survived.
Yeah, no, Mike is the only turtle that survived. Yes.
oh interesting. I thought that was Leonardo for some reason, but I don't know why I thought that the whole time I was listening to it on Comics Explained, but I thought it was Leonardo for some
am I
reason.
wrong?
But wasn't Leonardo a more aggressive version of himself in the last Ronin? Wasn't he was he
no,
different?
but in the TV show that I grew up on, Leonardo was a more aggressive, like
You talking about 03 or the one before that?
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
I didn't
think the
watch any of
03
this stuff.
one.
I'm not
03
up on
one.
my turtle shit.
Oh,
I'm not up
okay.
on my turtle shit.
Mm-hmm.
But they give me this. They have reimagined Leonardo in a much of the same way they reimagined Cyclops, right?
yeah, and
Yes, yes.
that's actually the difference between our age groups. You grew up with the Cyclops and Leonardo that were just
They were
kind of
Boy
like
Scouts.
the sticks in
Yeah.
the mud, and I grew up with the like hey, no, I'm actually the hardest motherfucker on this team.
Yeah.
You know, that's
That's
my
why.
leader.
That's why he's in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Good conversation, y'all.
Great conversation.
Yeah.
My point was that
Real
both of
nerdy.
those, that makes a lot of sense. So, if they put your Cyclops in the movie, that would be fun.
That'd be so, man. Come on.
You beat him one.
Like Magneto's not doing enough.
Could you imagine, like, he had the marches, man, with the black people? You know what I'm saying? Nah, but imagine Cyclops come to the mansion. He see Jean Grey and Stormy like, yo, Jean, what's your friend be on? Like, she listen to Erykah Badu? Like, what's the move?
Tell me about this T'Challa. How involved are they? Is
Goofy
it serious?
Cyclops?
Goofy Cyclops?
Goofy Cyclops.
Going to a Megan Thee Stallion concert? Hell yeah.
He
Activated.
show up, he got the Goofy on, he got the dash.
Can you imagine? Yo, he sees Storm walk through. He like,
my Nubian queen. What you
Dog,
want?
honestly, if it was my X-Men movie, it'd be the original 5. That first 30 minutes, they'd be popping down in Africa.
They did that. All right, we gotta go. What a podcast.
Oh my God.
That's a wrap. This week on the Ringerverse feed, it's Friday. Button Mash will be talking about the 25 best video games of the century. Steve, give us yours.
Mine?
Give us your best-
Well, I'm on that. I'm on this pod. There's a Metal
Okay.
Gear in there somewhere. Super
Solid.
Mario 3, maybe.
Halo?
And then I'm probably putting in Shadow of the Colossus somewhere. We'll see.
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
Spider-Man on there somewhere?
Which one?
The first
Spider-Man
one.
2. I'll put Spider-Man 2 on there.
Spider-Man 2, the one based on the
that
movie?
much.
The Tobey Maguire movie?
You
No.
talking about the old one?
Yeah, we're talking about the new one, not the one.
I'm talking about the new one. The old one was crazy too, though.
The old one introduces
Balloons?
the swinging that we know today.
Yeah. Yeah, I never played. I just swung around the city.
Yeah,
The whole
it
time.
was beautiful. It was perfect.
Yeah. Next week, the House of R will be giving you their Alien Earth premiere deep dive. Aliens coming for the whole IP wars. Alien truck. Also next week, Charles will talk about his favorite Jean Grey moments.
1, the Phoenix Saga. 2,
2, the Phoenix
Uno.
Saga.
Went 2 when she died.
3, when she stayed in.
When she stayed. Also, the Midnight Boys, that's us. We'll be giving our reactions to Alien Earth as well. With a special focus on the Mint Boys. Let me
Okay.
tell you why.
Mm.
This alien shit is mint shit. Okay?
Mint
What?
shit?
This is the type of shit that y'all be into.
That sounds derogatory.
Me and Chuck, we don't really get into this alien shit like y'all do.
Whoa, talk for yourself.
Hey.
I'm here. I watched the first episode. I'm
I know
down
the
with
way
it.
Brother,
that Johnny Time
you were there, brother. Come on, man.
I love it.
That's what
I
I'm
love
saying.
it. But what I'm saying, I love the movies, but y'all have really been, y'all was telling me all kinds of alien shit that I wasn't aware of. Oh, is that Predator shit?
That's
That's
Predator.
Predator. It's Predator.
I'm not into
Yeah.
Predator. Like, I saw Prey. I saw the first Predator, but I'm not really too deep into the Predator.
Killers is fire.
I'm
Man,
a watch Killers.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question real quick. You watched Prometheus, right?
Yes, I did.
Did you like Prometheus?
Yep.
You're going to love this.
Brother, you're going to have a great time.
We're probably not going to
I,
have time
I didn't
next
like,
week.
you know what's funny? It was so funny. I didn't like Prometheus. I loved it. I went to
Hell
war with one of my friends over Damon Lindelof, right there walking out of the arc light.
Come
Nice.
on. Come
I
on.
liked. I
You
didn't
love the
like Prometheus.
engineers?
I loved it. I thought Prometheus.
Come on
Was, I still Prometheus. You know we should do this as a pod. Movies that you just don't get why people be fucking over them. I don't
Overhated?
understand
Yeah.
why people fuck over Prometheus. Prometheus is like really awesome to me.
I can't watch Prometheus. I saw the trailer and I'm like, this is too scary for me.
Nah.
This
Charles
It
is
was
a
a little
coward.
scary.
Covenant,
But I
Covenant,
will
whatever.
say,
Covenant's
we're
tough.
not going to have time next week, but at some point we need to do an alien draft. Because if we think about the does Kal-El go number 1? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
aliens.
Aliens.
Aliens. You know what I'm saying? Like
is Ben 10 available?
Ben 10. No, Ben 10 is not an alien.
But Ben 10's aliens. Are
well,
they
he
available?
uses aliens, but he's not an alien.
Right, but
I
I
know
can
what that
pick
is.
Diamond Head. I can pick Heat Blast.
Ben 10, K9 Cop.
No.
That's Ren 10. What
That's
is
Ren
what is Ben 10? What does Ben 10 do?
So Ben 10 has
Wait.
a
You don't
watch.
know who Ben 10 is?
No, he doesn't.
I know
No.
who he is. I've seen him, but I've never watched it before.
I'm with you,
He's
Ben.
not-
This is
So
just
Ben
before
10
my
has
time.
a watch called the Omnitrix, and it contains all the DNA of all the aliens in all the galaxies of everything, and he can become an alien for at least in the originals for 10 minutes. Just using the watch, he can click the dial, boop boop boop, select an alien, smash it, and become like whatever alien he needs to be in the moment, right?
So, but it's technology.
It's technology.
Yes, so he's
Yeah,
not
he's
an
not an
alien.
alien.
He's a human
not-
that's using technology to become an alien.
But I'm saying, can we pick the aliens off the Omnitrix? Is what
Yes.
I'm saying. Okay, for sure.
Xenomorph, probably not going top 5.
It would have to.
Shut
it would
up.
absolutely
You think so?
have
Kidding
to.
me?
Over
Yes.
over ET?
Yes.
Yeah, it would
No,
go-
no,
E.T.
Oh, the Xenomorph. Nah, shut the fuck up. The Xenomorph not going over ET. What type of dumbass?
Like, whoa, you picking the
let's shout out to
Xenomorph? You picking the Xenomorph
E.T.
over
can't
Yoda?
even get his own phone.
ET,
All right, well,
ET
you gotta
is
borrow somebody else's
I can
phone.
make an argument right now. I mean, y'all want to choose Superman, that's fine. ET number 1 alien that's
You have to
lived,
take
man.
ET number
that
one.
nigga. You know what I'm
You
saying?
might-
I
E.T.
take
needed to
Yoda
borrow
over a
somebody's phone.
Xenomorph.
Hey, can I say something though?
Yeah.
Technically, Luke Skywalker is an alien.
Okay. Well.
All right.
Yeah.
All right
Look,
now.
okay, so now we got to
What the
argue
fuck
human,
you talking
human
about?
presenting.
Oh, human presenting. Yeah. Luke, I'll
Maybe
give you Luke
maybe
then.
that could be.
Because Superman, like technically,
what I'm-
Luke
maybe
Wait,
that-
then what would the
Skywalker's an alien.
categories be? So it'd be human presenting?
Yeah. We have human presenting.
So human
have-
presenting,
Ooh,
then
like gross.
okay, this is what we do. This is what we do.
Deadliest?
This is the categories.
Deadliest because Predator.
This is the categories.
Yeah.
Human present. These are categories. Human presenting, nice aliens,
Nice alien.
Yeah.
nice aliens, aliens who are cool.
Killer aliens.
Then you have mean aliens,
Yeah.
Mean aliens.
alien, like those guys like that, and then alien wildcard.
All right,
Okay,
we're doing
there
this
you
next
go.
week. Let's
Alien draft.
do
Let's do-
because now
Alien
that's
draft next week.
Yeah, we got to do the alien draft.
Wait, can
Like
Goku?
alien
Because
draft next
Goku
week.
Human
would be
presenting.
human presenting alien.
Human presenting, Saiyan,
Yeah.
human presenting, then Piccolo, the tough.
All right, we got to
Oh,
do the
yeah.
alien draft,
Alien
bro.
draft.
Then
man.
the mean aliens. There's a lot of mean ones.
There's
bro.
a lot of mean
ones.
motherfuckers.
the niggas from Independence Day.
Oh, fucking
Oh,
terrifying.
Them
Ugh.
niggas. It's
Man,
crazy.
Wow. I'm thinking the nice aliens. You could take the ones from Arrival. The ones doing the
They were
languages.
nice.
Abbott and Costello. Yeah, they were nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wait, what
Starman.
about
Starman was
Avatar,
nice.
the Na'vi?
Oh my, well, yeah, bro, lock it in, bro.
They
The
not.
Na'vi.
They,
But are they nice or are they mean? Because they be kind of switching.
Hey! I fuck you up with something. Mean aliens, the humans from Avatar, who just fucked you up. Who just fucked you up? Who just fucked you up?
Open your third eye.
Open your third eye,
Come
dog.
on,
That's it. We
stay
doing
woke.
it. We
Who just
doing
fucked
it.
you up?
Stay woke.
Who just fucked you up? Mean aliens. Christopher Columbus. Columbus. Who just fucked you up?
Great X-Men villain.
I don't know why I can talk. I don't know why I
Rosario
can talk.
Dawson
Who just
from
fucked you
Men
up?
in Black 2.
We was the aliens.
Oh man.
Then Sam Worthington sold us out and became one of them. He's the Uncle Tom of humanity. The Sambo. Excuse me. The Sambo. Uncle Tom was the hero.
You
of the
get, we get it wrong all the time.
my Koofy nigga's gonna get mad if I say Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was the hero of the book. The Sam. He's the Sambo. He's the Sambo of,
Walking
of
it back.
humanity.
Walking it back.
Our producers are Aleya, Zenieris, Jade, Whaley, Jomi, Adeniran on socials. Hashtag Jomi, the Na'vi warlord.
I
Maybe
thought it
the
was
most
going to Jomi
racist
the
thing.
alien, which is crazy because I was not born in this country. You would have put a target on my back. I
What?
appreciate you not doing Jomi the alien. That means a lot.
Yeah, no.
Means a lot.
Wouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
you're. Well, I mean, it could still happen.
I'm
All right, let's not
Hey,
put
man,
that
leave it
in
to
the
Van.
world,
Leave it to
man.
listen. I
All right.
got my passport. You know what I'm saying? They want to come at me. They can come at me, but you would be in theory
Remiss.
deporting somebody who does belong here. So it would be kind of crazy. It could happen.
Hey,
but,
we don't fucking ask them. They come to get you. We fuck them up. We don't ask them for fucking. Oh, don't come get done. Nah, fuck with Joe. I wish a nigga would. How's that sound? Actually, please leave my friend alone.
Please leave my friend alone.
Please don't. I'm not fucking with y'all. Y'all niggas is petty, and I'm saying
Y'all
it's
niggas
crazy.
is petty.
Yeah, they don't. Nah. We you know. We'll actually exchange like 5 people from Joe. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, all right. No.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
man, we're
What's
laughing.
happening? What's happening is so fucking bad that we have to find levity in it.
Yes,
in humor.
sure.
It's disgusting and terrible, and we have to find levity in it. In humor,
boy.
it's a joke. It's a joke. Additional production from Arjuna Ramgopowell. Chuck, take us out.
James Gunn talking his shit. Kevin Feige needs a little luck. And I'm standing on business. Because Jean Grey fucking sucks.